Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. They've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon, let's get to it.
Good morning. Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from Los Angeles. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing out there?
Good.
How you
Why
doing,
are we
Skip?
smiling over there?
Well, it looks like you've conceded to me in yet another area because you used to play for a tie on this show by wearing a tie, but now you no longer wear a tie, so you play for the L.
Skip,
Right?
You've been taking the L's for the last 2 days.
You can't beat this, and you try. You shouldn't even try to.
Why I gotta wear a tie every day?
Well, because I've never worn a tie, so
You
can't beat them, join them.
never
It's okay.
worn a
You need to
tie.
switch it up. That way you start taking the L's.
I see that necklace on.
Yeah, you know, a little
Oh, so you're trying to show off your necklace.
Style. Both of
Yeah.
you look nice
Somehow
today.
Drip Sharp doesn't work. I don't know.
Drip Bayless, though, has a
Yeah,
good
that
ring
works.
to it. Guys, we've got
Yeah.
a packed show today. Are we on track for a Patriots-Cowboys Super Bowl matchup? And I feel like Skip may have predicted that a bit ago. And Damian Lillard fired back at Shaq with his own diss track. Yep, but first we're going to start with the Packers and Cowboys this Sunday. Aaron Rodgers leads Green Bay into Dallas to take on Dak Prescott. Rodgers has gone 6-2 in his career against the Cowboys, including 2-0 in the playoffs. The Green Bay QB has also averaged nearly 300 yards a game and only thrown 2 interceptions across those 8 games. And those numbers, they do not lie. So, Shannon, does Rodgers have the Cowboys number?
Yep, sure do. Got them on speed dial.
Really?
Press 1, win Cowboys. That's what it does, Skip. Got them on speed dial. Oh, yeah,
Really?
absolutely.
Just it's that easy. You just push a button. and it's over.
Yeah, speed dial. When he needs to win, Cowboys.
Okay.
Six of his last 7, that's what he's done.
That is correct. Can't.
Y'all beat him the first time his first start out. Y'all beat him, you know. He did, just learning the ropes.
2008.
Yeah, way back then.
Ancient history.
Like you tell me, that was ancient history.
Yep.
Way
Yep.
back.
Yep. I
More
agree.
recently, 6 of the last 7.
Okay.
Y'all took them L's.
Yep.
Last 2 playoffs, those are the ones that hurt. Ooh, the playoffs. Skip, but we've seen this guy time and time again, and there have been times that you guys have had the better of the teams. I believe your 2016 team that went 13-3, you were the better team, but they had the better quarterback. And sometimes when your teams are close and the team that has the better quarterback, they're going to win because he'll find a way to win, especially if you let the game come down to a final drive and they need a touchdown or a field goal to beat you.
Yep.
More times than not, if they got the superior talent at the quarterback position,
Yep.
they're going to do exactly that. And can you explain this, Skip? 8 starts, 15 tubs, two INTs. Is he throwing a lot of those balls away? Because, you know, Pro Football Focus say he's on pace again to shatter his record of throwing away.
He is.
I tell you,
He was on that pace on that Thursday night. He was throwing it away like crazy.
he's on pace again. 15 touchdowns and 8 starts. That's almost
He
2.
has perfected the art of not risking interceptions. Now, does he make big plays? Not anymore.
Yeah, he does.
Oh.
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Against you guys, he makes a lot of big plays. Lots
Okay.
of big plays.
All right.
Look, in the playoffs, the last time you guys, the catch that wasn't a catch, you know it wasn't a catch. Everybody out there knows it was not a catch, and you still hung up on that it was a catch, and you were going to Seattle.
You're the last holdout in the world.
No, Skip, you
who
know it
doesn't
wasn't.
see that it was a catch.
Skip, it wasn't a catch. And even though you didn't get you were going to get the Aaron Rodgers got the ball and drove right down the field, so it wasn't going to matter anyway. But this last playoff game, Skip, you do know he got the ball on his own 25 with 35 seconds left in the ball game. You do know he took a sack on that drive. And 3rd and 20. Skip, that was special. Can we see that, DJ? I know you got a beat for me right quick. Give me this diss track. Look at this, Skip.
Okay.
Can you see this? This is beauty. This is a thing of beauty.
I'm going to save my commentary for my turn.
Okay. Now, we've had a lot of quarterbacks that came on the show, and they talked about this. They said, now, at the time, Drew Brees, Eli Manning, we've had a lot of quarterbacks say, there's only one quarterback that could have made that throw. and that was Aaron Rodgers. Little did we know, Jenny, at the time, there was a guy that was playing in Lubbock, Texas. Patrick, my homeboy, was coming along the way.
Are you from Lubbock, Texas?
You stop it!
Actually from Tyler, but that's okay.
Basically.
Yeah.
Tyler, Texas.
there
It's
Tyler.
next door to Glenview, Georgia, right?
Glenville.
Neighbors.
Glenville. I'm sorry, Glenville.
But there was a guy that was coming along that could also make that throw. But at the time, Aaron Rodgers, even Brady said, nobody made that throw but him. And he made that throw on you guys, Skip. So, Skip, look, I wish there was something I could tell you, say, look, well, he's always had the better of the teams and, yada, yada. No. He has not always had the better of the teams. There have been times you've had the better of the teams. But the one thing that's always been unmistakable, they've had the better of the quarterbacks. Whether it's been Romo, whether it's been Dak, or whomever your quarterback's been, 12 has always been better than yours. And that's a fact, and that's going to be a fact again on Sunday.
I think your argument just ran out of gas, so it's my turn now.
Go ahead.
Right? Thank you. You killed enough clock for the show already. I'm fascinated by this question because my first takeaway from this question is the God's truth is that Dak Prescott has actually had Aaron Rodgers' number.
No.
That actually, the truth is, as Jenny said, numbers don't lie. Actually, Aaron has always brought out the very best in Dak Prescott because just the numbers don't lie. Average QBR for the 3 games, Dak is at 80, Aaron's at 62. Touchdowns, interceptions over the 3 meetings between Dak and Aaron. For Dak Prescott, 9 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. For Aaron, 6 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. Which is better? Numbers never lie. That's what you said, right? Okay, so I think the numbers are screaming Dak, Dak, Dak. But I'm going to give you this. If you want to make the case that Aaron Rodgers has somehow cast a spell on the Cowboys, that he's put some hex on the Dallas Cowboys, I can give you that. And if you want to tell me that on speed dial, by hitting 1, he gets his witch doctor, then you got me on that because this is witch doctor city every time they play.
Nope.
What has happened? Let's just go back to these 3 games. Let's go back to the Dez catch game. Can we see the Dez catch? Because
it wasn't a catch.
He caught it. He ran with it for 2 steps. He put it in his left hand because Dez is left-handed and tried to slam it on the goal line. And the referee puts his arms up. Look at the referee. Touchdown. He's going to put his arms up. Touchdown. Catches it. He runs with it. He tries to slam it on the goal line because he had full control of the ball. Can't see the referee, but he put his arms up.
He did.
And then somehow New York got involved and said, no, we got to stick it. We got to stick it to Jerry Jones. And they stuck it to Jerry Jones.
No, they didn't.
And again, to your point, there was 4:42 left in the game. I don't know what would have happened. That would have put Dallas ahead in the game. Who knows what Aaron Rodgers could have done. He was struggling that day. He wasn't having a very good day.
But then, hold on. Green Bay went right back down the field and made Dallas use
They killed the clock.
Yes!
They just killed the clock.
Yes!
But if you had to go score, then that could have been a whole different story. But whatever, that's like you've cast a hex on the Dallas Cowboys. Then can we go to that divisional playoff game, which was back in after the 2016 season, early 2017, at Jerry World? Can we just see what happened? Obviously, Green Bay goes ahead in that game 21-3 because my defense was still young. This was their first. They got a home playoff game, and they're not ready to play.
The offense wasn't ready
They
either.
just get blitzkrieged right out of the box. And then guess what happened? My rookie quarterback said, no, I'm not going to let this happen in my house. And here he came. And he roars back to a 28-all tie and then a 31-all tie, thanks all to Dak Prescott, who threw for 302 yards that day. 3 touchdowns, did have 1 pick, but he actually outplayed Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion.
No, he didn't.
Okay, I'm going to be honest about this. Aaron had an 80 QBR, Dak had a 79. But to me, to have to come back out of that, throw him out of that hole, because he's doing it all with his arm.
Well, he threw him into the hole.
He did not throw him into the hole.
Yes, he did.
He did not.
Yes, he did.
That was just the defense collapsing.
But, Skip, you do realize that the Green Bay Packers, once Aaron scores a touchdown, the Cowboys...
Green Bay had a better defense than Dallas did at that point.
But how about this?
Not even close.
But once Green Bay scores a touchdown, the Cowboys' offense do come back on the field, right?
By the way, do we have that 40-yard touchdown pass to Dez Bryant? This is the guy across from me, the Hall of Famer, says Dak Prescott can't throw. He can't make big plays. What does that look like to you? Oh, boy, it hit him right in stride. Does that look like a professional quarterback, dare I say? a top 5 quarterback?
No, stop
yes,
it, Jimmy.
Yes, you could see it coming
Take
there.
one throw.
Okay, and then guess what happened?
What?
First of all, a 56-yard field goal happens. Think about this. And he doesn't hit it very well. He actually, in golf lingo, he slices it. It's a dying quail that barely ekes out. Look at this. Wow. He sliced it. It just barely makes it inside the right upright, barely over the crossbar, which hence his nickname from me, Mason Crossbar. I don't know. It's dying. I don't know how it got over, but it did.
You do know.
It did.
Okay, so then let's go back to the 3rd and 20 play. What was my defense doing on this play? Because I got to know. Byron Jones, they're playing prevent on this play. I've got 4 defensive backs back on the 20-yard line. And if we could slow this pass down, look at this. It's fluttering. It's like a fluttering, dying quail like Mason Crossbar's kick. He was so wide open on the sideline, there's no Cowboy within 5 yards of it. It's like a hex. It's like a witch doctor play. Not. Where is my defense? They're all back on the 20-yard line trying to stop a 70-yard throw when all you got to do is stop a 20-yard throw. And that went for 33. And all of a sudden it sets up a 51-yard field goal. And what does Crossbar do? He overcompensates. And he hooks this ball. It's hooking left, and then all of a sudden it fades right inside the left upright. Have you ever seen a kick get snap hooked?
Hold on.
It's snap hooked. You don't play golf, but if you hook a golf ball, trust me, it stays hooked.
Yeah.
Was there any wind inside Jerry World that day? Was there a gale blowing left to right, 40 miles an hour? I don't think so.
There was a win for the Packers, a WIN. That's what the Packers got, Skip.
Yeah.
Hold on, but you didn't say anything about Dan Bailey hitting a 52-yard field goal to tie it.
Okay, but he hit it right down Broadway. He just nailed it right down the middle.
Skip,
that looked like listen, I'm sitting in my place down below. You're way up in the hills up in Bel Air, but I'm way down below. And I'm sitting in my place, and as soon as it leaves his foot, I'm like, I got this. What? All of a sudden, the hand of God intervenes and pushes the ball. Maybe it's the hand of the other guy, the guy from, down below. Yeah, that guy.
There?
Yeah, down there. Maybe the hand of somebody else pushes it back inside, and he's got the witch doctor on his side again. And then what happened in the 2017 game the following year?
What happened?
At Jerry World, it was fairly early in the season, I think, week 5. All of a sudden, Sean Lee can't go in that game. And trust me, my defense that day was not very good because you got a bunch of babies in the secondary. You don't have much of a pass rush. You don't have Jalen Smith yet. You don't have Wolf Hunter yet. And you used to have Sean Lee, who was playing at a very high level up to that point, and he couldn't go that day. So what happens? Guess who the star of the game was? Aaron was the star of the game, but not Aaron Rodgers. How about Aaron Jones? He goes 19 carries for 125 yards and just gashes me all day long. My quarterback played great that day. He had a QBR of 97. Think about that. 0 to 100. He had a 97. But after he led at halftime and led through 3 quarters, here came Aaron Rodgers against the no Sean Lee defense.
What happened?
And Dak goes on a big drive and leads them right down the field and scores. It was a long drive, and then here came Aaron.
Yes.
And the last 2 plays of the drive that finally win the game, it's little Jordan Lewis.
Little Jordan Lewis.
He's a rookie out of Michigan, and he's 5'9", maybe? 5'9", and he's on Devontae Adams for reasons I don't know. Ask Rod Marinelli. I don't know.
Oh, so now you blame Rod Marinelli.
So Aaron throws him a jump ball from the 10-yard line. Here we go.
He throw him a fade.
I think this is the
Actually, back shoulder.
Okay, and little Jordan fights him off and says, I got this. He's 5'9". That was pretty good. And Aaron just says, no, you don't got this. I'm going right back to the same route. And he throws him another. Oh, that's the first one. But he throws it right, here we go. And he throws it to him again. And Devontae goes up, and it was a little better throw because it was more back shoulder.
Back shoulder, yeah.
And he got him for the touchdown, and that was it. So they pull it out because there's no Sean Lee. That's because the star of the game.
Sean Lee wouldn't have stopped that.
Okay, but Aaron Jones was the one who was gashing him, getting him in position for that. So I'm sorry, those are 3 games where we should have won. And obviously the Dez game we should have won. But again, Aaron Rodgers survives because he's got a hex on Dallas.
Skip, but the 2014 game, the divisional game, people remember that. People remember that last game. But this goes way back. This goes back 50-plus years. This goes back to the Ice Bowl in '67.
Yep.
So the Packers have always had you guys' number.
I watched it.
Yeah. So
And you know what? The only way that Vince Lombardi's Cowboys beat Tom Landry's Cowboys is because the wind chill that morning was minus 47.
Yeah.
Minus
Yeah, that's
47?
not fun.
They shouldn't have even played
Yeah,
the
they
football
should've.
game. They should not have played.
hold on,
Real
Skip.
cold.
You do realize that it was minus 47 for the Packers also. It wasn't like they was playing like it was on their sideline. It was Miami. And on the Cowboys sideline, it was minus 47.
It was their frozen tundra. and
Okay.
It was frozen.
Yeah.
And Dallas is ahead 17-14, and Bart Starr gets the ball and marches the length of the field about from 20. He went 75 yards.
Yeah.
And what happened on the last play? It's Bart Starr sneaking over Jerry Kramer because Jethro Pugh could not get any leverage in the ice. He
Right.
couldn't get any grip with his
Yeah.
feet. He couldn't wedge in to stop, and Jerry Kramer easily blew him off the ball, and we lost again.
Yeah.
It's a hex. It's like, okay, but it's...
Skip. They have better. They have had,
You put those two teams on a neutral field, what do you think happens?
Skip.
We blow them out.
Stop it.
Yeah, we
The
blow 'em.
Packers were better
Oh,
then.
stop.
The Packers have been better for the most. Now I will concede this: the 2016 team, Skip. I believe your team was better. They had the better quarterback, and normally in a playoff game, the better quarterback normally comes out on top.
I don't think Dallas was better than Green Bay.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Because Skip, you had told me that. You had beaten it, because remember, your guy had just gone to Lambeau early in the year. A rookie quarterback. It's hard to play on Lambeau, the frozen tundra. He beat Aaron Rodgers. Yada, yada, yada. You just kept beating that drum.
Well,
But
he didn't. That was a regular season game.
Yeah, I told you.
He was just a
Didn't matter.
raw rookie, and he goes up there and just beats the dog out of him.
But see,
did he not?
Yes, the
Yes.
Cowboys won.
Okay.
And Skip, you pin everything on QBR. At the end of the day, Tom Brady had a 20 QBR against the Rams.
I told
they
you.
won the Super Bowl.
Okay. But he had one great drive in a game that was 0-0. Okay, that's how you
3-0.
win
It was-
Super
it
Bowl.
was like-
3-0.
Yeah, it might have been 6. No, it's 6-3. 6-3.
Okay, all right.
6-3. Skip, you make it seem like, and you keep talking about Mason Crossbar. Who put him in position to make that? This is what we call a team sport. See, in an individual sport, Serena Williams' tennis coach can't help her in a match.
Yep.
Her hitting coach can't help her.
Yeah.
But in a team sport, I have a field goal kicker, I have a defense, I have other players that can help me. Aaron Rodgers' job, all he needed to do was get Mason Crosby in position. Now, you tell me all the time, I say, well, Skip, you don't say anything about Adam Vinatieri in those first two Super Bowls.
You know why? Because they were convincingly kicked. They were nailed. There were no doubters. These are the two luckiest playoff field goals I have ever witnessed because I didn't think either one was going to make it, and they both made it.
No, it wasn't that you didn't think they was going to make it. You were hoping he didn't make it because you wanted to win and come in here and brag and gloat. You wanted to say, I told you, my rookie quarterback outplayed Aaron. That's what you wanted to do. You wanted to come here and brag.
He threw for 302 that day.
And you took
3
the L.
touchdowns.
And where did you come?
Wow, interesting.
But Skip, you make it seem like Mason Crosby got me calling the man Mason
I
Crosby.
know.
Mason Crosby.
He deserves it.
No, he does not. You make it seem like the guy, it was a fluke. The dude got 36, 50-plus yard field goals made.
Okay.
So it's not a fluke.
So now let's turn the clocks forward to this Sunday.
Please.
Because guess what?
What?
Here comes Dak Prescott for another home game against Aaron Rodgers with a legit defense. Maybe one of the, I don't know, top 5 defenses
Yeah,
in the NFL.
and here come Aaron Rodgers without his top receiver.
Thank you. Thank you. Maybe the tables are turning.
Yeah.
Maybe the luck has run out because my experience with luck is that somehow weirdly just evens out over the long haul. Maybe it's our turn to have the better defense. And even though Amari was limited last Sunday night, maybe a week on that ankle, maybe he'll be back closer to full speed. And guess who might be back, said Jerry Jones. Maybe Michael Gallup, the number 2 and the deep threat receiver, maybe he will be back. And all of a sudden, maybe Kellen Moore will be able to just take the wraps off and start throwing the
And
football.
guess who won't be
or
back?
guess what? Maybe Zeke can turn into Aaron Jones this time.
Oh, man,
because
stop it.
guess what the Packers can't do? Guess who's ranked dead last over the last 3 weeks against the run in the NFL? Oh, Green Bay is. So now they can't stop the run.
They're terrible
because they gave up 198 to your Vikings at Lambeau. They gave up 149 to Denver at Lambeau. And then we just watched them give up 176 to Philly at Lambeau. Are you kidding? Now they got to go to Jerry World. Can Zeke finally bust out of his slump against these guys?
Hey, Skip, the man ain't talking about a slump. He had 2 back-to-back 100-yard games. You're talking about he's in a slump.
He's 7th in the league in rushing.
Okay.
I don't know. That's a slump to me. This is the guy who's led it for 3 years in yards per game.
Skip, we're at the quarter pole. You make it seem like we're 14 games into the season.
I don't know.
Okay, talk to me when we're 14 games and he's 7th.
The Cowboys owe the Packers, and they're going to pay them back because here comes Aaron Rodgers starting to show that he is on the downside. He is in decline. He's 26th in the NFL right now in completion percentage. You love that?
No, I don't.
In QBR, I know you hate QBR, but he's 14th, so he's in the middle of the pack in QBR. And his percentage and his QBR have declined in each of the last 4 years. His throwaways have dramatically increased, obviously. And we just saw a game in which he failed from, what was it, like the 2-yard line, the 1-yard line?
It was the first time I think he's had interception in that situation.
And he forced one into Valdez-Scantling when he had that little Darius Shepard from North Dakota State just shoot right into the flat, wide open, uncontested, unguarded, and he missed it. I mean, he didn't miss him. He failed to see him. He failed to come off the receiver he had locked in on because he's not quite what he used to be.
He's exactly what he used to be. Stop.
Tables are turning, and he's going to press one for the witch doctor, and the witch doctor is going to say, I'm sorry, I can't help you this time.
I love how you talk real big that Devontae is not going to be playing. Okay. You're talking real big
We
now.
don't know for sure, but
you know he's not playing. Yeah. You saw that the turf toe is serious.
It can be.
And they say, well, it could have been worse, but they expect him. He might. I guess they're listing him as doubtful now.
Yeah.
I'm in my book. I'm saying he's not going to go. So you're feeling real good. You're talking real big. You got your chest all out now. The tables are turned. But you wouldn't be talking that big had Devontae been healthy. I know you. You wouldn't be talking that big.
Okay.
But just don't count your chickens before they hatch, okay?
Okay. Well, what do you want? 3 cases?
No, I want nothing. I don't want anything.
Well, you were talking big and bad on Monday. You said we got 2 more cases on this, and I'll take 3. Come on.
I would have if Devontae was healthy. I'd give you 5 cases.
5 cases with Devontae Adams?
Yep.
So when I have half an Amari, you say, that's no big deal. Come on. But I didn't have Amari or Michael Gallup.
You still got Zeke.
Yeah. I do have Zeke. And by the way, in his 3 games against Green Bay, he's averaged 133 games.
Yeah.
That's 5 yards per carry.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't seen that guy this year, but maybe he can get healthy, mentally healthy.
It's funny. You notice that, Jenny?
What?
How many yards he averaged a game against Green Bay?
133.
Is there any coincidence that Dak Prescott's QBR is so high when Zeke Elliott runs the ball? I could have swore I've been trying to preach that to you, but you don't want to hear me, Skip Bayless.
9 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. Dak Prescott.
You
Aaron
see what
Rodgers won a game coming back against Dallas because Aaron Jones went for 125.
133. Would name a quarterback that has a terrible QBR when his running back can run the ball like that.
Oh, I could probably find some in history who have. Some you've played with before, right?
Well, that QBR wasn't in when I played, Skip. I think it's only been around like maybe a decade.
I watched Terrell Davis carry John Elway to championship.
You know what, Skip?
Am I right?
No, he did not carry.
Yes,
John pulled his own weight.
Oh, I don't know.
I know.
I think Terrell put him on his shoulders and carried him and the ball across the goal.
Whatever, Skip, baby.
No.
Are you ready for what's ahead? You can't always predict the future, but you can game plan for it. Generations of families and businesses have harnessed the power of Pacific to help them reach their unique goals. Whether you need to save enough money to meet your needs, ensure your family is protected, or make sure you don't run out of money, Pacific Life has a variety of financial solutions that can help. Pacific Life counts more than half of the 100 largest U.S. companies as its clients and has been named one of the 2019 World's Most Ethical Companies by the Ethisphere Institute, protecting what matters most to people for 150 years and counting. That's the power of Pacific. Ask a financial professional about how Pacific Life can help you game plan for your future, or visit www.pacificlife.com.
No mercy. So last week, Damian Lillard said he was a better rapper than Shaq. And in response, Shaq put out a diss track where he said that Lillard will never be Westbrook or Steph, and he isn't even on Trevor Ariza's level. Then last night, Lillard responded with his own diss track, telling Shaq that he won his rings thanks to Kobe and Dwayne Wade. So this is getting complicated. Shannon, whose side are you on here?
Skip, I'm rolling with Shaq. And let me tell you why. I don't think Shaq issued this diss track because Dame Lillard said he was a better rapper. If Dame Lillard, he was on Joe Budden's podcast.
Yeah.
They asked him this question. If he'd said, oh, yeah, I got better bars, I'm a better rapper than Shaq, and left it at that, I don't believe Shaq responds. It was when he said, I'm a better rapper than Shaq, and people didn't look at Shaq. They was like, Shaq's rapping. That's what got Shaq to respond. If he just leaves it, I'm a better rapper than Shaq. Everybody knows that. I don't think Shaq responds. Skip, if Steph Curry's, I'm the greatest jump shooter of all time, people just look at KD as a tall guy that can shoot. What the hell you think KD gonna do, Skip? He got to respond. He got no choice.
Yep.
You can have confidence in yourself. You can hype yourself, but don't take a swipe at me and don't think I'm gonna come back.
Yep.
Shaq came back with some classic lines. When he told him, he said, look, he asked him, what's in your wallet? American Express or Visa? You talk like
it rhymes with.
Yeah. He said, you talk like you bronze. You ain't in trouble Visa.
Like it. Boom.
He said, hey, you can respond, take your time, don't be in a hurry.
Yeah.
You'll never be Westbrook. You'll never be Steph Curry.
Ooh. Well said.
Skip. Shaq, I mean, look, and I've been looking at my timeline, and it's been good. And some people think Shaq won. Some people think Dame won. But Dame, I mean, you can't, you're talking about Kobe won Shaq, those rings.
Wrong.
Skip, does Dame know that over those 3 finals, Shaq averaged 36 and 15? Does he know that? Now, you can make the case about when you was like, okay, Flash won you that ring in Miami, but that was Shaq in year 14.
Yep.
Shaq, man, look, and I understand. I've been a Dame Lillard fan, and I'm still a Dame Lillard fan. And I think I realized how special he was, and I think NBA players realized how special he was, Skip. And I don't know how many people remember this, but Dame was Rookie of the year Anthony Davis was the #1 overall pick. And I think what happened was that Portland early on didn't have a whole lot of success, and so he kind of got lost. Steph Curry was doing his thing, winning MVPs, winning titles. Russell Westbrook was doing his thing, triple doubles. Then James Harden burst onto the scene. Yeah. And so now Dame kind of got lost. Chris Paul was also in the West. So he kind of got lost in the shuffle. But now all of a sudden they start winning, they go into the playoffs. He started hitting game-winning shots. He's first team All-NBA. People start to recognize like, man, dude really can play. Skip, he really can rap. He really got skills. But in the process, you can hype yourself. You can say, yeah, I'm mad on this mic. But if you take a swipe at somebody else, they're going to diss you.
Yep.
But look, I got no problem going back and forth. You got no problem. I like a good diss track. I mean, diss track go way back, Skip. You know, Nas and Jay-Z, Ice Cube with No Vaseline, Remy Ma, Ether, Nicki Minaj. I love a good diss track. Yeah, they're good for the soul. It cleanses the soul.
Yep. You try to drop them on this show, and you always fail.
I keep a diss track for you, Skip. I keep that thing loaded for you.
Working on something?
Just in case.
Ooh.
You finished?
I'm finished.
Okay. I'm going to pick up where you finished. Because I do agree, even though this is highly subjective, its beauty is in the eye of the beholder, or in this case, the ear of the beholder.
Yes, the listener.
But to me, my 2 cents from a distance is that Damian Lillard has proven, once and for all, he is the best athlete rapper I have ever heard. Because it doesn't feel like when he raps that it's an athlete whose occasional hobby is rapping.
Right.
It sounds like he could do it for a living.
Right.
He is that polished and that good. As you say, he's got those kind of professional skills.
Sure.
And if he wants to do this post-career, I think he could make a living at that, and a good one. And I think he's developed quite a following as a rapper.
Right.
But the problem is, for him, the danger is, he's becoming a better diss track rapper than a basketball player.
You don't want that.
You don't want that.
No.
And I'm pretty sure the closest Damian Lillard will ever get to a ring is rapping about why Shaq has 4 rings. Seriously. I mean, that's the cold, hard fact about this. He's got to be careful because he's not playing from a position of power, of strength.
Right.
You know, he has earned nothing to speak of in the NBA. Shaquille O'Neal, and we agree on this one, he was simply the most awesome offensive force in the history of basketball for 3 years.
Yeah.
It wasn't pretty to watch. It was actually brutal kind of basketball, but he was overpowering.
Yes.
He was literally unstoppable.
Right.
And he did that, and he does have 4 rings. And Damian is, look, I don't want this to be personal because he's really a good guy.
Yeah,
I've been
yeah,
around him enough.
like
I
him
know
a lot, yeah.
enough people who know him. He is a fine young man,
Mm-hmm.
and he does represent the city of Portland well and the NBA well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying, when push comes to shove, it always comes clear to me that he and CJ are built more for the regular season. They're highly entertaining in the regular season as opposed to big post-season games or series.
Right.
Because Dame did hit the big walk-off shot, and he waved by
Right.
to Russ, right? And that was the peak for him.
Yeah.
That was Game 5. That was a thing of beauty.
And he hit a big one early, against the Rockets a couple of years ago.
He did. So he's had some moments.
Yeah, he's had moments.
But then when they got to Denver, Game 7, it was CJ who took them home in Game 7.
Right.
And Damian in Game 7 at Denver went 3 for 17 and 2 for 9 from 3. And then when the two of them ran into Golden State with no KD, they got blown off the court and swept. And their numbers are just horrendous in that series, both of them. And I hate to even bring this up, but in the fourth quarter and overtime of those 4 games, Dame went 8 of 26, 5 of 17 from 3, and CJ was 4 of 20 and 1 for 10 from 3. So they just came up smaller and smaller.
But the thing was, Skip, is that they had double-digit leads in all of those
They
games.
did.
And they had one night, Seth Curry goes bonkers.
Yeah.
He contributes. Myers goes bonkers. He contributes. So they were getting contributions from guys that, you know what, if CJ and Dame do what they do, and they can get a contribution from this guy, get a contribution from that guy, they got the contributions, but they didn't do their part.
Yep. So in the end, right now, Damian is known more for being Dame Dollar, right, than he is for being a playoff superstar.
Right.
And boy, you're treading into some deep water with Shaquille O'Neal.
Right.
Because he will not stop.
No.
He will not give this up. And there's a playful side, but there's also a nuclear side to him where he will ether you.
Right.
And you're not going to be able to win this. So I would suggest to Dame right now, just let it lay. Just back off, because when he tries to say that Kobe won you those rings, that's not ether. That's just Dame going lame. You know, that's just reaching, right? That's not right.
Because the thing is about Shaq, if anybody that knows Shaq that's been around him, Skip, he's the most fun-loving.
He is.
Guy, I mean, take pictures, shake hands, kiss back. That's him. But if he feels you disrespected, you watch that show on TNT, and anytime he feels Charles disrespects him, and he has the utmost respect for Charles.
He does.
Charles, show me your rings. How many rings you got, Charles? I mean, everybody's up here sitting at his desk. Kenny got 2. I got 4.
And you know what? Charles has no comeback.
He got no comeback.
Yep.
He said, "Damn, I'm trying to be a billionaire and a scholar. I give a F about $1." Man, look, Shaq won this one, and the winner is Shaquille O'Neal.
And the winner will be Shaquille O'Neal. It's game over.
I'm going.
Yep.
Hey, I mean, I think the younger generation probably gonna side with Dame.
Yep.
But I'm giving this round to Shaq.
Yep.
Oh, you and Shaq have that in common. You know, how many rings? You can always do the ring.
Hey.
You know,
Oh,
once in a while.
yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Why do you never wear them around here?
They know. See, a lot of times when you guys have one ring, they'll wear them all the time.
Yeah.
But when you got more than one, they know.
You got a
All
couple?
I need is a chain, and I'm good.
Yeah. Another Bayless moment for the show. Hey, football fans, are you an Amazon Prime member? Did you know that you have Thursday Night Football? Yeah, that's right. Thursday Night Football has returned to Prime Video for a 3rd season. The cool thing is, you can catch all the action on your TV, on the web, or on your mobile device anywhere in the world. And the experience is next level.
With Prime Video's X-ray feature, you can access next-gen stats, play history, and team information. And now it's available on iOS, Android, Fire tablets, and Fire TV. If you're ready to hear a new take on the game, you can switch over to sport broadcast legends Hannah Storm and Andrea Kramer for the play-by-play. So, if you don't have cable or simply want to experience the future of football, tune in this Thursday. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern and kickoff is at 8:20 p.m. Eastern. Also available on Fox and NFL Network. NFL Network simulcast subject to change. Thursday Night Football is presented by Bud Light Platinum.
No mercy. Through 4 weeks, NFL.com released their top 15 offensive players. Reigning MVP Patrick Mahomes came in at the top spot. I know Shannon's looking that one. Zeke Elliott came in at 5th after being 3rd last week. And Tom Brady was number 7, while Dak Prescott barely cracked the list. Coming in at 14 overall. And the
Barely
QB
cracked. That's
on
interesting.
the list. Barely cracked the list. Things are changing. Shannon, what do these rankings tell you?
Tell me everything I need to know, Skip, baby. You know what I'm saying, Skip? Yeah. Now, for me, my grandma pulled me out of pre-K. So once we got to 5, I can't go past 5. I just look at that top 5 and say, okay, I'm good. I can't see 6, 7, 8, 15. I don't know who are there.
You went to pre-K?
Yeah, pre-K.
Really?
Yeah. And my grandma pulled me out so I can count to 5.
Really?
I look at my homeboy, Russell Wilson, C-Mac. I told you C-Mac was going to be special, Skip Bayless. Alvin Kamara, and Lord have mercy, Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott, number 5. So you mean to tell me through the first 4 games of the season, Dak Prescott got a 1,000 QBR, threw for a zillion yards, and he ain't in the top 5? So what that tell you, Skip Bayless? It's telling me everything I need to know. They not putting all that hype into them numbers that he put up against sub-teams, Washington, and Terrell. Do you want to start for the Washington? Because they're looking for a quarterback. I'm looking for, waiting for a call anytime. That's why I got my phone on, Jen. I'm expecting a call from somebody from Washington. Bruce Allen might call me to play quarterback. Eli. I would rather see, I'm fearful of Eli. Really, Skip Bayless? When the last time you heard somebody in New York mention Eli? They got a rookie in there, Daniel Jones.
Okay.
Miami.
Tell me when you're finished.
I'm not finished yet. Yep. So they're telling you everything you need to know. They still telling you, Skip Bayless, everything runs through Zeke. It runs through. You gave me the highlight. You gave me the stat. When he played the Green Bay Packers, Zeke's averaging 133. Zach's QBR is off the charts. He got shut down. Look at the games that he gets shut down. Look at Dak's QBR. Not very good.
No, it was really good at New Orleans. It was 77.
Stop it.
Wow, that's 4th best in the whole league.
Drop it.
Over the weekend.
The numbers says, this is what the numbers say.
Yeah, I just told you what the numbers
I'm telling you what I say, and I got some more numbers. The numbers say that when Zeke Elliott is held below 75 yards, the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, Rain Dakota Prescott. Dak is what they call him.
R-A-Y-N-E.
Yeah,
Rain.
Dak.
He's going to rain on your player.
Whatever, is 1-8.
Yep.
That's what the numbers say, Skip Bayless. Now, all that other stuff, I don't want to get in all of that.
Right.
That's hyperbole. But they got it right. My homeboy is where he should be, and the top 5 I totally agree with.
I'll give you Patrick Mahomes number 1. Now let's go to my quarterback, Rain Dakota Prescott.
Where is he at?
This list, by the way, is the product of one man and one man only, and his name is David Carr, once upon a time the first overall pick, now working for NFL Network. So this is strictly David Carr's opinion. And I wasn't aware of this list, and it just started this year, and last night was the first time I was made aware of it. We have not done this list before on this show.
That's the first time we might have
So
put
it's from only David Carr. David Carr know football? Some players do, some players...
Are you trying to say you don't know football?
I don't know.
You do know.
Here's what he is saying as a former quarterback. He ranks in the top 14 5 quarterbacks. He goes Mahomes, then Russell Wilson is 2nd. Then we have to go all the way down to 7th. Brady's fallen from 5th to 7th. And then we have to go all the way down to 12th with Aaron Rodgers. And then we go to 14th, Dak Prescott. So let me get this straight. Dak Prescott is ranked by David Carr as a top 5 quarterback in the National Football League because he's in the top 5 on this list. Am I right?
After 5 weeks, yes.
That's what I learned to count barely to 5, but I didn't get to go to pre-K. My parents couldn't afford it.
Yeah,
I don't know. They didn't have any money. I don't
free.
know about yours.
It was free.
Okay, was it free?
Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't called free K. It was called pre-K. I didn't go. I barely made it to kindergarten. So that's just silly me. I had to walk to school.
But you were 10 years old in kindergarten, so who cares about that?
That's exactly right. So I love this list list because my quarterback is ranked in the top 5 quarterbacks because he's above. Guess who's not on this list? Who didn't make it? Carson Wentz, Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson. These didn't make the list. Phillip Rivers, Matthew Stafford, Matt Ryan, Jameis Winston, Jimmy G, who seems to be on fire in San Francisco. None of those guys are ranked above my quarterback, who's 14th. So wait a second. My quarterback didn't make a single top 100 player list in the preseason, right before the season started.
That is correct.
Yet he's ranked all the way up at 14th on this list, and he's the 5th quarterback by David Carr. Thank you, David Carr.
Hold on.
You are making my case. I told you he's a top 5 quarterback, and thank you for wanting to do this.
Yes, I wanted to do this. I wanted to do this because it goes. You see, he thought I walked into a trap, but actually he walked.
Think somebody's trying to backpedal.
No.
Trap
Skip Bayless.
right now.
Skip Bayless.
Yep.
If by your theory, your guy should be the top 5, and Zeke Elliott, Zeke is telling you who runs the Cowboys. What runs the Cowboys?
You know what? I'll give you this because you know how I feel about these lists. The quarterback should be at the top of the list
But
every
yours
time.
not.
Because here's what you're telling
that.
me. You know, if you're going to rank Dak the 5th quarterback, then he should be the 5th player on the list. Because let me ask you this. How many general managers right now, Christian McCaffrey is 3rd on this list, how many would take them over Tom Brady right now? None! And Tom has fallen this week from 5th to 7th.
But see, now you want to make it about MVP. You look at what Christian McCaffrey is doing, minus Cam Newton.
Well, it's value. It's impact. Who has the most impact? Tom Brady.
No.
By far.
No, the defense.
Christian McCaffrey's going to carry the Panthers to where?
Because, they watched the game Sunday. What impact did Tom Brady have?
Well, they won.
Chris, okay, Carolina won.
It was Tom Brady's toughest defensive test of the whole regular season was at Buffalo.
So, in other words, what they're trying to tell you, Skip Bayless, is they're not putting the value into the Dolphins. They're not putting value into the Jets.
It's not they, it's he.
No,
this is David Carr.
He, good. Well,
okay.
Pro Football Focus is he, they, whomever. So, in other words,
now,
Zeke Elliott is the engine.
Thank you. Back to Zeke. This is my one big problem with this list is there is no way Zeke is the 5th most impactful player in the league.
Yes way.
You know what? He's ranked 7th in rushing right now, and a bunch of those yards came against those bad teams that you kept throwing back across the table at me, and a bunch of those yards came in garbage time of blowouts of the Washington Redskins.
Like your quarterback.
Or the Miami Dolphins.
Yes.
Okay? So I'm using your argument against you because he shouldn't even be 7th in rushing. And let me finish. Pro Football Focus, and I love Pro Football Focus.
No, you don't.
Right now, they rank Zeke's years so far through 4 games that he is the 20th best running back in pro football. Really? 20th best? That's horrible. So he has made this list, David Carr, once again. It's the runaway bandwagon going the wrong way down a one-way street because Zeke made this list as the 5th best most impactful player on the list on reputation, period, end of story.
Ain't no rep.
They kept handing it to him on Sunday night, and I kept tweeting, stop it! I don't want to see a none-yard run on 1st down.
Hey.
It's 1st down, nowhere. 1st down, nowhere. Dak keeps saying, it's 2nd and 10 again?
Yeah.
I'm behind the chains again?
He's like, Kellen, you know I can't get a 1st down when it's 2nd and 10. I can't use my arm and get 2nd and 10, pick up 2nd and 10, 3rd and 5. I can't do that. I needed 2nd and 1.
Boy,
I needed 3rd and 2.
Yeah.
Come on, Kellen.
Yeah.
You making me look bad.
Come on, Zeke. Show me something.
Zeke.
Show me a burst.
Zeke.
Show me some action, man. Hit the hole.
What David Carr is looking at, he says, okay, Skip Bayless, you keep saying that Zeke is picking up these yards.
So this was intended for me,
yeah.
right?
He said, Skip Bayless, so you're saying Zeke is picking up yards in garbage time. But just imagine this. Just imagine if you didn't have Zeke that was getting your yards in garbage time, how your quarterback would look. Because we saw when Zeke couldn't get yards again. And it's not like, hold on, you make it seem like the Saints are the 85 Bears and the 2000 Ravens. They're not.
They're really good on defense.
They're not.
Yes, they are. They're
and
top
they
5.
handed it to your Cowboys.
Okay.
Got 10 points.
Yeah.
How you get 10 points when you got a top 5 quarterback? So you say. When you got the best running back in football? So you say. The best offensive line in football? So you say. One of the best offensive young minds.
offensive line overrated.
No, that's not what you just, Skip Bayless, you just told me last week Dak had only been hit like 3 times and only been 3 times.
They hadn't played anybody.
Oh, no, they haven't played anybody. Now I want you to have that same energy. Now, see, you weren't having that energy when Dak was putting up 400 yards, throwing for 3 touchdowns. You didn't say they weren't playing anybody.
Let's see how Aaron Rodgers performs when Aaron Jones doesn't get 125 yards rushing this time at Jerry World.
No,
Let's see.
You don't have Devontae Adams.
Okay. Well, he's the most transcendent thrower of the football in the history of football, so he should be able to throw it to Valdez-Scantling, right?
Well, you didn't say that when Dak. When Dak didn't have Amari Cooper, you said he took off. You said he launched. It launched him into, last 10 games, over the last 10 games, Jenny, I don't know if you noticed it, Jenny, last 10 games, and this year, he took off.
He did. Last 10 games, he led the whole NFL in completions. Thank you. Thank you very much. So we'll see, because you're right about Aaron Rodgers. Once Devontae left the game that Thursday night against Philly, he had 2 red zone trips. And what happened without Devontae?
Devontae just happened to be the best red zone receiver. He and that connection just happened to be the best red zone connection in the NFL.
So maybe Devontae made Aaron more than Aaron made Devontae. Well, that's what you just said to me.
That's not
what should it matter? Tom Brady, it's like the biggest mishmash of receivers. It's a mash unit of receivers because every week is another group.
Well, then why they sign Antonio Brown if he could do it without him?
Well, again.
Why would you want that?
Loved it. Finally had a legit receiver for the first time since when he did have a great receiver, what happened? They lost the Super Bowl. They fell into the mouse trap. He's better when he's just saying, give me those 3 guys.
Okay, so good. I don't want to hear nothing.
Yeah, because he's better than Aaron Rodgers, clearly. Aaron Rodgers went to 1 Super Bowl like 15 years ago.
15?
Right? That's not what we're debating. We're talking about your guy being the second most important guy on his own team. That's what this list tells me. Now, I don't know what it tells you.
He's a top 15 player in the National Football League.
Okay, right now.
He's a top 5 quarterback. Do you agree with that? You love this list, so you're agreeing Dak is the 5th best quarterback in the league. Are you agreeing with that?
Hold on, Skip. Hold on.
No, there's no hold on. You got to answer my question.
Yes.
Because you love this list.
Yes.
So, yes. Shannon Sharpe says Dak Prescott is a top 5 quarterback.
Drew Brees is out.
Oh, okay.
Ben Roethlisberger is out.
Okay.
True.
All right. Well, but right now, as it stands, he's a top 5 quarterback.
Through the first 4 weeks.
Says Shannon Sharpe. Thank you very much. Case closed. Next question.
Case.
It says, but this list. I'm going by this list. That's all I could go by. Skip the list. Zeke Elliott is the most important.
Love lists around here.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, but think about this. Look at the more important players on this list. You got Christian McCaffrey. You got Travis Kelce at 8. Is he the 8th most valuable player in the league?
Yeah, impactful.
So he's better than Aaron Rodgers? I don't think so.
There you go, Skip. See, now we're talking about Aaron Rodgers. We're talking about your guy. We're talking about Zeke Elliott being more impactful than your guy.
Okay, so 13 is George Kittle. So you think you think George Kittle's better than Dak Prescott? Who would you rather have if you're starting a team, Dak Prescott or George Kittle?
I want Kittles.
Yeah. Well, you can
nice
have
how you
them.
said it that way. Guys, you know who's
Sounds
not
like
on this
cat
list?
food.
Yeah, I don't know how you were saying
George
that.
Kittles play a very important position, I have you know.
The Ravens are fighting the accusation that Marlon Humphrey choked Odell Beckham Jr. during a mid-game scuffle. The team website released a slow-motion video that shows Humphrey grabbing OBJ's jersey but not grabbing the receiver's throat. The post said that Humphrey was only defending himself from Odell. So, Shannon, does this video make you feel differently about what you first saw?
No, I mean, Odell should feel worse, Skip. Now, what caused the whole ruckus, Odell was upset because up until this point, Odell had 0 catches. 0. So Marlon had him in solitaries. And he was getting upset. And you watch the close-up of this thing, and we blew it up, and I looked at it. Marlon Humphrey was locked in on Odell all day. He was oblivious to anything else that was going around. It didn't matter. He wasn't looking at no head. He was locked in on Odell's waist, and he was attached.
It was on him.
Okay, Odell gets upset.
The first skirmish was on a run play,
yes,
right? Okay.
Yes. Odell hits him in the face.
Yep.
Marlon says, okay.
Yeah.
This is the way you want to do it, right? I thought we just played man-to-man, win some, lose some, yada, yada. Okay, that's how we're going to do it. So he came back, and Odell, tried to manhandle him. Marlon got grabbed him up by his collar. This was actually worse, Skip, because a grown man grabbed another grown man up in his chest area. Now, my grandpa used to grab me, boy, bring your ass out this store. You know, when I wanted something in the store.
When you were
yes. They grabbed me by my collar, boy, get your ass out this store. Okay. But another grown man grab a grown man like that and just put him to the ground, and then you can't get up. You talking about get me up, get him off me? What they should have done, what the Ravens social media should have done, is put Debo head on Marlon. But see what they're trying to do, Skip, they don't want Marlon to be portrayed like Marlon's out there trying to, he's not this type of guy. Sure. Because you know how the Ravens defense has always been known as physical.
Yep.
Tough. They back down from no one. That's the way they play. Yep. It came with Ray and Sizzle and Ed Reed, and it's continued. So they put this out there, but they also said to you, Skip, they said, Odell threw a punch first, but Marlon did not choke him. It might be worse. Marlon, you ain't got to, you make no apologies for what you done. You did a great job. You got him frustrated. He took a swipe at you. He wanted to wanted to make it physical, didn't want to make it about football, so we took it there. I win. End of discussion. They won the game, but he wanted to get physical. I took him to the ground. End of story.
Well, my story is just beginning because the first thing I want to do is offer a public apology to Marlon Humphrey because we both leaped to the conclusion on Monday that he just flat out got him down and choked him.
Yeah.
And you agreed with me. I said, I have never seen that on an NFL field in my long career.
Right.
And you said, nope, I've never seen one player choke another player, and we still haven't seen one player choke another player because it wasn't exactly choking. So Marlon grabbed him with two fistfuls. He got two fistfuls of jersey up at the neckline, and he held on, and he's bigger than Odell, and he looks more physical and stronger than Odell.
Definitely more physical.
And so when he took him down, he was the guy on top. And so the distant video in full speed, it just looks like he's just choking him, choking the life out of him.
Yes.
And we're like, what?
Yeah.
And obviously, he got a penalty, but he did not get ejected because the referee on the spot is seeing his hands are not around Odell's throat. They're just two fistfuls of jersey where his fists are at Odell's throat, but there's no clutching and grabbing of the throat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I learned a big lesson here. If you go up close, slow-mo, boy, you can see a whole lot more.
See a lot.
Okay, so next time I'm going to be a little more hesitant to leap to the conclusion until I see something more up close. And I'm not sure where they got this video, if it was a sideline reporter or
But I'm looking at look at 97, looking at it, be like, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Okay.
You should get him up off you.
But yesterday, Freddie Kitchens would not give this up.
No.
He's still insisting that Marlon choked Odell.
Well, it's embarrassing to you guys, Skip.
Okay, well, I get that. But again, it wasn't an out-and-out choke. It's still embarrassing to your point. And I agree with your big picture point. But it's one thing to just have fistfuls of jersey and be on top of him and hold him down. It's another thing to try to choke the life out of him.
Well, I guess in Taekwondo and in Judo, they have these guards on, and you grab a guy like that and you control him, you throw him down. You can actually choke a guy with his garment. Okay. He got it. I mean, he's semi.
But this is not.
He had his knuckles close to his throat. He had him down. Had him pinned. He had him pinned. I mean, he couldn't get up.
Okay, but he didn't have a vice grip on his throat.
Well, he couldn't get. Well, how about this? He couldn't get up.
Okay, well, he couldn't get up.
Why? He should have got up. Get up.
Odell, okay.
That man on you. You just gonna lay there.
Well, it
You
makes
ain't
a little
kicking.
more sense that he wasn't kicking and flailing.
I mean, you should have done, Jenny. So the man, a man get you on the ground. You just go lay there. Okay. You just go, is anybody going to help me?
Fight back.
Is anybody going to get him up off me?
The Ravens website said that Odell, which I couldn't really get, attempted some big swipe kick.
Really?
Like I didn't see a kick.
I didn't either.
But this does not help Odell's reputation for being soft.
No.
Right? Come on.
No.
He lost that earring, guys. He's not
that's
happy.
all he had to
Marlon
say
got
after
it.
the game.
Marlon got it.
I'm just upset I lost my earring.
I bet Marlon show up to the game in Pittsburgh with Pittsburgh.
with
He
it
got
on.
an earring on.
Nice little.
He earned it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I wouldn't be
I mean, the man got it pinned down. I mean, that's still mean.
Yeah.
Whether he choked him or not, that's guaranteed.
But again, you played with his father.
Yes, I did.
In Denver, the
I
year
did.
he made the Pro Bowl.
Yes.
He was a rookie.
No, he came in the supplemental draft the year before I got there.
Okay, year before.
Yep.
But you were a little surprised because the father's, he's he's a classy guy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think the son is a classy kid.
Hump was really low key.
Yeah.
Like I said, I lived with him for a couple of weeks, and Melvin Bratton, and then when we would go out, Skip, we come in, we start barbecuing before the next practice the next day. But he was really low key. Hump he didn't say, he laughed, joked. But he wasn't no fighter, no confrontational type of guy.
I don't think the kid is
No.
either. And then the kid said he sought out Odell and apologized to him. And I thought he was apologizing for choking him. He was just apologizing for fighting with him.
So that lets you know what type of kid that he is. Because most people ain't apologizing.
Yeah.
You hit me in my face. Now, if you want to apologize, say, bro, if you want to come to me and say, bro, I'm sorry for that, that thing escalated, it got out of hand, okay. But I'm not finna apologize. You hit me in my face. I put you to the ground. Okay, nah. Now, how we gonna do this? Is it done? If it's done, it's done. Okay, I'm cool with that. Oh, how we gonna do it now?
Well, they're gonna see each other quite a bit.
No, but I'm saying.
16 is the next time we'll see them.
How we gonna do it, Skip? Are we gonna play snap the whistle, or are we gonna play snap the after the whistle?
Okay, you got
or
it.
we see each other? How we gonna do this now? I want to leave it like this.
Just to remind people, Marlon's not chopped liver because he was the 16th overall pick in the draft.
Yeah.
So he's a first-round pick out of Alabama.
Look at his arms.
Yeah.
You look at that screen right there. The dude, he yoked now. And he was a heck of an athlete.
I think Humphrey will appreciate what you said. That, not to jump to conclusions with these videos.
Man, you should say, don't put that video out. I want everybody to know I'm Debo.
I just want to see if he
Keep
does
receiving
show
from
up
running.
with that
I bet
earring.
ain't nobody else gonna run up on him.
I got to tell you, I know
fair.
Freddie's got to defend Odell to a fault, but at some point he's got to give this up.
Yeah.
He choked him. Did you see the video? Yeah, we all saw the new video.
Yeah, we saw it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't
He
quite the
defended.
same.
He like, Odell, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. But next time you gotta get that dude up off you, man. That making you look bad. He's making us look bad.
Finished with 2 catches for 20 yards on the
But
day. So
That's what caused the frustration.
Yeah.
We late in the third quarter, Skip. I got 0 catches for 0 yards.
No mercy.
Good news for Skip here. According to Fox Bet, the Patriots and Cowboys have a 6% chance of meeting in Super Bowl 54. That's good enough for the second best chances right behind the Patriots and Rams, who come in at 7.6%. Fox Sports NFL analyst Eric Mangini with us this morning. But
Very interesting.
Skip, since this one was about you,
Yeah.
keep saying interesting. Are you surprised by this?
I was surprised, pleasantly surprised, because apparently a lot of betting services, a lot of ranking services, they still really like my Dallas Cowboys. And I think they're actually giving the Dallas Cowboys some credit for losing at New Orleans on Sunday night as if it was a quote-unquote good loss. And I told you, I loved how my defense played in that game. That surprised me. And I'm going to love how my offense plays, and they may be taking this into account when Michael Gallup comes back, and I think that's going to be sooner than later because I think there's a good chance he's going to come back and open things up on the other side of the formation for Amari Cooper because he is turning into one of the best deep threats in pro football. And speaking of pro football focus, would you believe that they rank the Dallas Cowboys right now this week the best team in pro football? They do. They have Dallas 1 and New England 2. That was my Super Bowl prediction. And they have the 49ers as the third best team. So that's a team on the board that we have not talked about yet. Eric has some feel for the 49ers.
He ain't feeling third best team in the NFL. I know he ain't feeling that.
Yeah. And
they ain't cutting no more checks, E-Man, so you can be truthful.
And just for what it's worth, the ESPN formula called Football Power Index, they have the most likely Super Bowl matchup right here, right now, is New England and Dallas.
Okay.
So something's going on here because your Eagles that you picked for the Super Bowl, they're nowhere to be seen because they have proven to be a flawed football team because they cannot stop the pass. They rank dead last of 32 teams against the pass.
They do.
And their secondary is sorry enough when it's all healthy and it's decimated. So it's bad and decimated, and that's a lethal combination.
Why do you think they try to give up first-round picks and second-round picks for Jalen Ramsey?
Okay, well, I got that. And I know Fox Bet still has Rams Patriots most likely.
Nobody wants to see that.
Okay, well, nobody does. But the point is that the Rams, talk about flawed, their offensive line is just, it's in shambles right now. They can't protect. They can't open lanes for Todd Gurley. They're going nowhere slowly. And all of a sudden, Jameis Winston and the Bucs just scored 55 points at L.A. against 48 came against Wade's defense. Yeah. Well, and that was the same Jameis and company who had just lost to Daniel Jones at home? Really? That happened? So are the Rams flawed at the moment? Yeah, they're flawed. And I still think New Orleans is very good, and Drew Brees seems to be on a fast track to get back sooner than later, so they're going to be a big factor. The 49ers, you could speak to this on The Verge, but I told you Monday, I still feel good about my Cowboys, and I still feel good about the New England Patriots winning the AFC. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm glad you feel good about the Cowboys. I don't feel nearly as good about the Cowboys. I don't think they're a lock to win the division. Let alone go to the Super Bowl. When you look at a team that's beaten 3 teams that are combined, 2-12 at this point, and then they play the one team that presents a challenge, and I bought into the narrative a little bit that maybe they got outcoached. But I went back and I watched the game, and what was most frustrating about what Dallas did is they just got beat up. They got outplayed. New Orleans Cats, their number ones, beat up Dallas's number ones. Ezekiel Elliott, who was supposed to be a game changer, wasn't. And there were a bunch of times where Dak saw split safety defense. The fact they were playing split safety defense, so 2 guys back, less in the running game, and Dak would get him into a running play, make a good decision, and they couldn't do anything. The receivers.
What did I say? The offensive line got whipped all night
long. The offensive line got whipped. Across the board. And Zeke didn't do much either. And the receivers. The receivers got whipped as well because it was tight man-to-man coverage. And then Dak missed some open guys. But all that being said, they also controlled the ball 12 minutes more than the Cowboys, almost a full quarter. So as excited as you are about the defense with a backup quarterback, I wouldn't be too excited about that.
You know
either.
What? He's not a backup.
Yes, he is.
He went 11-5 with the Vikings and made the Pro Bowl in 2015. Is that a backup?
I was in my 40s when that happened.
Okay.
I'm in my 50s now.
Okay.
There's a lot of quarterbacks that pop for a year, but you'd like to see a
Keenum,
a body of work that over time, and the style that they're playing is so different than what New Orleans historically plays. So this is a different equation, obviously, with Drew Brees, and to see that was frustrating.
Okay.
From
Kamara, what I tell you,
team perspective.
Kamara made yards on his own. He can slash like nobody. There'll be no hole. There'll be a sliver of daylight, and he will squeeze through it and rip people with him for 4 or 5 yards. He was the biggest reason they controlled the clock because it was 36-24. Because he had 69 total rush yards, but they were crucial.
But that's what you would expect from Zeke. You would expect
I
that
agree.
Zeke would create some of those plays.
Well, they kept thinking he would.
Yeah, and the fact that they couldn't, and the fact that that offensive line, which is as highly touted as it is, and the back, which is as highly touted as they are, or as he is, would just physically get manhandled. But it didn't stop with them. The receivers couldn't get open and press man-to-man coverage. The quarterback missed some wide-open guys. The defense allowed 12 extra minutes. It's a cumulative effort.
I didn't see the quarterback miss wide-open guys. I saw him miss Randall Cobb in the end zone when he spun out of the pocket.
Well, there's a shallow cross as well that he missed that would have been an easy first down. So it wasn't.
I think you're talking to Randall Cobb. He threw it upfield so he could turn and run up through the seam. Of
No,
the
that
zone.
was he took the Amari.
No, this was a shallow cross on like that 3rd and short. I can't remember exactly who
Amari
it was.
played on a bad ankle that required an
You told me-
MRI on Tuesday, and he couldn't come
told
out
me.
of his breaks. And
but there's a
Marshawn
lot of
Lattimore
people-
had him locked up. And Dak finally said, I'm going to force this in on 3rd and 2. Is that the play you're talking about? And he was just flat out handcuffed. And Marshawn got his hand in before the ball got there.
It's just frustrating to look at a team that's played opponents that were favorable, and the first time they play someone that's a real challenge to respond that way.
Yeah.
Because we criticize the Browns for being overconfident, for buying into the hype. To some degree, Dallas did the same thing.
Yeah, they did.
They went into that game with the expectation that we're going to win because they don't have Drew Brees, and we're going to win because we're the Dallas Cowboys.
They were
and
favored.
at the end of the day,
Yep.
they got beat up, and it wasn't a function of X's and O's. It was a function of not responding to a great situation. And in Philly's defense, as many flaws as they've have, as many injuries as they've had, they've been in every game. They've played tougher opponents, and there's a resilience with that team that I think is going to be a real difficult challenge for Dallas.
They lost to Detroit. They lost.
But
They
Detroit.
lost to Detroit.
Detroit's a good team, right? Because they took Mahomes all the way down to the wire. You said that.
Yeah, they're okay.
Okay.
That was at Philly.
But this is what we know. The Cowboys are 3-0 against teams that we know for certain they will not make the playoffs.
Okay.
They're 0-1 against a team that we think will make the playoffs. Am I correct? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Skip Bayless. So with all that being said, I still have what? I got the Packers, Seattle, and the Saints. I still got them more favorable, and the Eagles over the Cowboys.
Really?
And I told you before, you got off to this great start. You're not even winning your division.
Okay.
So good luck with the wild card because these other teams got a better chance of doing that.
You like to increase our bet on that?
Nah, I'm good right now.
No?
I'm good right now. But on the other side, my homeboy is not going away. He's still on pace to throw for 6,000 yards. He's not going away.
But all these services say New
I don't
England,
care about
New
those
England,
services.
New England, New England.
Well, here's the thing that I struggle with Mahomes is in the first half against New England, both games last year, it's a combined 9 points. So obviously he struggles figuring out defenses that he hasn't seen before.
Okay.
Then you go to the Detroit game, okay, the New England philosophy, the game plan specific. He doesn't score a touchdown or he doesn't throw a touchdown. He struggled in the first half. He's going to have to overcome that
slow start.
Well, the slow start specifically against that philosophy, and there's going to be copycats that come in, and he's going to get a lot more of that. Not everybody can do it to the same degree, but he's going to have to show that he can overcome.
Well,
that.
what the Patriots did the second time and what Detroit did is they didn't give him the big play. The first time when they played in New England, he got the big play. He got a lot of big plays.
In the second half.
In the second half. He didn't get any big plays in the championship game, and he didn't get any big plays. It was only the second time in his career he didn't have a completion, I think, over 30 yards in a game. So they feed on that, and Detroit did a great job of making him nickel and dime his way. And I think that was the thing, and we're going to talk about this, Skip, is that he was very patient. Like, okay, fine, I want the home run, but I'm going to take these singles until I get in position to make something happen. My homeboy.
Made something happen.
Yeah, he made it happen.
Yeah.
Going to make it happen December 8th, too. You want to up the bet?
Sure.
What's the
Two.
bet right now?
We had 2 cases.
Oh, let's go 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
5?
cases.
I'll take that.
I think you feel very strongly about the Cowboys. You just like to see some growth here, and you're not.
I saw defensive growth. I thought they played overall well on defense.
But wouldn't you want to see more growth from the quarterback that's considered to be a franchise quarterback?
Yeah,
Wouldn't you
I
want
thought
to
he
see
was
more
really
growth
good.
from an offense that's loaded with first-round draft picks,
Loaded!
highly paid players, and has the opportunity? You would think that offense should have the opportunity to be dominant, and the
You know what
first
the
talent
problem
that they
was
have,
on
they
Sunday night?
shrink.
They didn't throw it enough because the first 2 first downs that they had in the game, they threw it and they threw it, 7 yards and 10 yards. And then 7 of the next 8 first downs, they handed it to 21. And I'm like out of my mind after the 5th one because he's going nowhere. It's none-yard gains on first down, and all of a sudden it's 2nd and 10 against the defense. I'm going to remind you, because your game is played with emotion more than any other game is played with. That was a huge revenge game, and their coaches preached all week. You guys got your asses kicked last year on Thursday night at Jerry World. You got out-physical.
Well, the
Cam
good thing
Jordan
is-
said it after the game. You got destroyed by them.
Well, Dallas can now preach that because the reverse
happened.
But you're in a situation where you have essentially all your weapons. They don't have the quarterback that has started almost every single game since he's been there.
Okay.
It's dramatically different
I'm just going to tell you,
scenario going in.
I closely watch Amari Cooper because he's my favorite guy on that team, and I told you he changed life when he came mid-season last year. And over the last 10 games of last year, Dak led the league in completion. So I saw growth in my franchise quarterback. He's got a bad ankle that came off him having to favor that foot. It's the same side that he had plantar fasciitis on and missed the whole preseason with it. And so, as you always say, you're compensating. Yep. And he turned his ankle late against the Redskins, and he had an MRI on Tuesday, and he was a shell of himself against the Saints, and he got 2 offensive push-off penalties, offensive pass interference push-off penalties, which I'll bet you, and he's the sweetest route runner in pro football. He's not a push-off. There's no Michael Irvin in him. He was so frustrated by Marshawn Lattimore because he couldn't push off his ankle that he got 2 of them in one game. And I said, that's all I need to know.
Guess what happens moving forward?
Yeah.
We're going to let the back judge know, the side judge, watch him extend it.
All right.
But if you went in the game and said, okay, Amari Cooper is going to play, but he's going to be a little dinged up,
Yep.
but you have no Drew Brees, which scenario would you take?
How about no Michael Gallup? Now what are you down to? Tavon Austin?
Oh, you like Tavon. You told me you like Tavon.
I'm just saying he's good for one play a game, and they didn't even throw it to him one time. Okay?
He's good for one jet sweep a game.
Yeah.
Every single year, we have to take out a roster and study who New England's wide receivers are.
I agree.
Because there's so much changeover. And when you have a good quarterback, you have a force multiplier. And the players on the field play better because of you. The narrative.
Thank you.
The narrative of we have to keep getting Dak weapons, that makes me think, then why do you pay him all that money?
Why?
Why would you pay him all that money if you have to constantly...
Are we comparing Dak Prescott to Tom Brady?
Well, we're comparing franchise quarterbacks to franchise quarterbacks. I'm not saying it's necessarily in the same league. It's more the same ability to make the other people around you
Who's
better.
the greatest quarterback ever?
Okay, it's Tom Brady.
It's not even close.
But we could go Aaron Rodgers. He's a force multiplier. There's Peyton Manning. He was a force multiplier. You can go down.
What happened to Aaron Rodgers? He had 2 trips in the red zone against Philadelphia with no Devontae Adams. What happened? Nothing happened.
Well,
right?
one got tipped up on a slant pass.
Yeah, and he completely missed the receiver who broke into the flat wide open, like nobody took him.
Can you tell her what happened on that play? Can you tell her what happened?
No, I'll tell you what happened. I know what happened. He just missed the wide open. Did you see the Eagles went the wrong way? They 2 of them took Valdez-Scantling on the inside route.
Okay, but to compare Dak Prescott to Aaron Rodgers, to me, that there's no comparison there either.
Except he's outplayed him all 3 times, says QBR. Well, he did. He had a better QBR. He's had a combined 80 QBR in 3 games against
But he got 2 L's.
Aaron Rodgers, when he's in, you've got a chance to win every single game.
Eric.
And it's not a function of
You're living
who's
in the
around him.
past.
No.
Aaron Rodgers
no.
is declining every year. The last 4 years, he has declined statistically.
Okay, well,
Not the same guy.
You'll watch as this year goes on. When
Guess what?
He'll
We'll
continue
get to
get
watch
better.
Sunday. Right?
Even at a declining rate, he's still better than Dak.
Okay. Well, we'll find out, won't we, on Sunday? Because
it's not even close.
Dak's really outplayed him, and it hasn't been close.
I guarantee you, if Aaron Rodgers was on the Cowboys, they would be the Super Bowl favorite.
Yeah.
What you want to bet on that?
Well,
what you think, E-Man?
They would easily be the Super Bowl favorite.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, won't we?
And
He
y'all
always brings out the best in Dak Prescott.
What?
That's all I know.
Oh, my God.
And
Jerry
Aaron
World
Rodgers
brings
has
out the
been the
best
luckiest
Rodgers.
quarterback in pro football against Dallas. Well, he has. Well, it's been 3 times. The Dez catch game, the Mason crossbar game,
That ain't no luck.
the no Sean Lee game when the star of the game was Aaron Jones, not Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers.
Really?
What, so what about the throw and
Interesting.
catch
Yeah.
when he went to Jerry?
Aaron Rodgers in that game that they won, the
How many yards did he throw for?
221 in that game. That was impressive.
But
I was blown away. I've never
agree
seen
when
anything like it.
When it happens consistently, it stops being luck and it starts being a true pattern that. You know,
Never lost at Jerry
lot
World,
of luck.
Skip, just to remind you.
Well, that's
So,
just twice.
I know,
Just
but
twice.
still.
That's only he's only
Well
been there 3
there.
times, Skip.
Mason crossbar.
he can only win the games that he plays.
Yeah.
Only those 2
No, he's
times.
only played there twice.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't wait
So
for Sunday.
we got a game Sunday. We'll
Got
see.
a game.
Yeah.
Eric, thank you. We're going to switch gears to the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes led the Chiefs on a game-winning drive with under 2.5 minutes left on the clock in Detroit last week. Cameras caught Mahomes rallying his teammates before the drive, and you're gonna listen to this one yourself.
We do not have to do anything else other than being ourselves. I truly believe that. If we just be ourselves and trust in each other, we will go down there, we can put points up, we can do what we do. Don't try to go out here and do everything for yourself. Believe in your teammate. You know what I mean? Believe in each other. And we'll get these opportunities, we'll go down, we'll find a way to win the game. Let's do it right here, man. Let's go.
Shannon, how impressed were you by Mahomes?
That's my homeboy. My homeboy, you hear that, Skip Bayless? That's leadership. 3rd-year guy. Say we don't have to do anything, we just got to be ourselves. Not to be special. We ain't got to go outside of who we are. Don't try to do it all by yourself. Just believe in your teammate.
I liked it.
Yeah, I love that. I really like it. Great leadership by a young man. But Skip it, you know what? I just find it funny when I hear quarterbacks talking to the guys on the sideline like that. Because in all my years with John, he never did it.
Really?
We down. Nope. When we got in the huddle, Skip, he always said this, boy, let's go win it, boys. Dap everybody up. we go do it. So it's always amazing to me to hear guys do that on the sideline. I'm like, yeah, I'll be one to hit like, yeah, John, they talk. I'll get me fired up. I'll get fired like, Skip, I'm getting ready. I got pumped up here to do it out. Woo! Make me want to go out there and run a down flat or something, catch a pass and turn it up. You saw that, Skip Bayless? It just goes to show you. Now, E-Man just talked about it. Eric Mangini was just on the segment before, and he was talking about what Detroit did, took a page out of Coach Belichick. And the second, what he did is that
Matt Patricia, obviously.
Matt Patricia, yeah, right. Not give up the big play.
Yep.
Now, he didn't connect on the big play, had some opportunity, but he didn't connect on a big play the entire game. And sometimes you get antsy. We need that big play. We need a big play to crack the game open. He says, nah, it's not there today. The final drive, 13 plays, 79 yards, 7 first downs. Take what you give me. And sometimes, you know what, Skip? Hey, they put gunner coverage where they line up 2 guys on Travis Kelce and say, you will not get Travis Kelce. He says, okay, Sammy Watkins, I need you. Robinson, I need you. Other guys, I need you.
Legs, I need you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Feet don't fail me now.
Yep.
Yeah.
That all you got to say?
You, Skip, that was special. You, Skip, he growing right before your eyes. He growing on you. He growing on you, Skip Bayless, isn't he? He like bacteria, grow on you. Yeah, I know you like him after a while.
Your homeboy.
Yeah, after a while, guess what? Sooner or later, Brady ain't going to be here. You got to find you another quarterback.
You had to adopt him, actually.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. Interesting.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I will admit I was mildly impressed by his sideline speech because I don't think leadership comes naturally and easily to Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't strike me as that kind of young man. And at Texas Tech, he didn't exactly light the world on fire by lifting that team to big, momentous, shocking wins over superior opponents. He wasn't that kind of quarterback, but he did put up great numbers. He lost a big shootout to Baker Mayfield when they both just set records.
Dude threw for 700.
No. Well, they both did. It was unbelievable. Who won that game? Oh.
Who had the superior talent? And Baker was at Texas Tech, and he was at Oklahoma.
That guy.
You ought to stop.
Patrick's trouble is, and I'm not being over harsh here, but he's got kind of a tinny, high-pitched voice, and it's not commanding in nature. There's not much baritone in it, so it doesn't command the room like your voice does. You have a great voice, so you can just, when you don't have an argument, you can just rely on your voice, right? You can just try to blow the room out with your voice.
I know there's something in there.
I know. I got you.
It's kind of true, though.
Kind of true. So here was the irony of what Patrick, if you really dissect what he's saying, when he finally got to his point, he said, don't try to go out here and do everything for yourself. Believe in your teammate, believe in each other.
Yeah.
Who is the ultimate player in the National Football League who does everything by himself for himself? It's this guy. No. And that's no offense to this guy, because he's ranked number 1 by David Carr and his survey. Everybody ranks him. He's the runaway MVP favorite because he has the greenest light in the history of pro football. He can throw it between his legs, behind his back. He can no-look it. He can talk to the referee before he takes off. He can order lunch and dinner and breakfast. He can do it all because Andy Reid just green lights everything.
He ain't got no choice.
He can throw it 70 yards. He can run it 16 yards, right?
You see his defense. Every week he's going to be in a shootout.
But it's just funny. It made me laugh when I watched it last night. Don't try to go out here and do everything for yourself. Well, no, he does everything. His teammates got to be thinking, that's who you are. That's what you do. You do everything for yourself because you're that guy.
They write attention.
Oh.
They like first grade when, the teacher used to get up in first grade, you sitting on the floor, legs crossed, and she's reading the book, and you so attention. You like everything. You just hanging on every word.
Really?
Yeah. They was hanging on every word.
Really? I don't remember that feeling.
We got this. We're going to win. Yeah, they were in a trance.
We got this. We're going to win. That's a good message. But to say, just be yourself. Don't do too much, because the true underlying message of this was, don't get in my way. I got this.
That ain't what he said. That was it.
Don't get in my way.
Right. He said, you don't have to do too much.
No, I'll do it.
I got this.
I got it. That's what he's saying. I got this.
Because
I can do anything.
Sometimes, Skip, you try to fight, you try to get extra yards, and guess what happens? You get loose with the ball get knocked out, ball game's over.
Okay.
He said, no, we don't need all that.
Yeah.
Get what you can get down or get out of bounds. We good. I got this. I'm in full control.
He's in full control.
Full control.
He's going to do what he does best, which is everything.
Execute.
Right?
That's what he does really well.
Oh, really?
Execute. 10 touchdowns, 0 picks says he does everything really well.
I got extemporaneous is what the way he executes. He just does whatever happens naturally. And the play of the game, the play I give him an A+ for is 4th and 8. It's a hard conversion. Although Tom Brady converted 3 straight 3rd and 10s at Arrowhead in the
That wasn't that difficult.
championship. Wasn't that big a deal? So it's 4th and 8 at Detroit, and the Honolulu Blue Sea parts in the middle of the field. And what happens? He just says, okay, I got this.
Right.
I'll just take off.
Right.
And he ran for 16 yards, and he's got a little athletic ability.
Yeah.
And he's a pretty good-sized kid.
Yeah.
So he just took off fearlessly right up the middle, and that was basically the ball game.
Well, Skip, you got to sacrifice something. If you're going to take 2 guys and put them head up on Travis Kelce, and you're only going to rush 4, you're going to play man across the board. If anybody gets out of their lane, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, and
guys,
it looked like everybody was going deep, like they're just running.
Well, you run everybody out because you know Kelce's getting double.
Yeah.
And so now guys got the front 4 got out of their lanes.
Yep.
That's why it parted like that. So he did the
Good
right
for
thing.
you. He did the right thing. He didn't do too much. He just did everything.
No. Took his time. Hey, completion here, bloop, completion there.
Okay.
Travis Kelce, get this right there.
Yep.
The next thing you know, touchdown, we won the ball game.
I like it. He just told those guys, stay out of my way. And
That ain't what he told them. That's not what he told.
That's
Now,
how
see,
I interpret it.
See, Tom Brady on the sideline. Look at Tom. This what makes him the greatest leader of all time. See?
All he does is go psycho Tom and say, let's go.
He don't need to do all that.
Yeah.
He don't need to do all that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, somehow it's worked. I don't know. He's
It's
won
working
6
for him
times.
too.
Yeah.
He's working for him too.
Is it?
Yeah.
He's won no Super Bowl.
Skip, the man, you know, it's his second year starting. You ought to be ashamed of yourself,
He lost
Skip.
Brady
Different years
twice.
experience.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
He needs to use that speech in Foxborough.
It won't need it.
Sunday night.
Gonna be so
December
far ahead,
8th,
won't
I
need
think,
it.
Sunday night. Yep.
Won't need it.
Yep.
Will not need it.
Okay. How many cases do we have on that game?
We'll
5?
We'll get like 4 or 5.
Okay. All right.
5?
5. I'm good. I got
5, it's been settled.
Tom Brady for
couple
5.
months.
Thank you.
And I'm
You would
getting
have
the
liked
points, too.
playing for
No,
Mahomes,
no
wouldn't
points.
you? You would have liked it.
Huh?
I feel like it would have been a good fit, you and Mahomes.
Oh, yeah.
You would have loved
What?
playing for him.
Oh, my goodness.
When are you ever going to throw it to me?
What? You would have liked
I'm not like that.
You're throwing it to Tyreek and Sammy and
No. Oh, Tyreek, they're going to run all the coverage off. I'm going to get one-on-one coverage.
yeah. Okay.
I like picturing that.
Yeah.
If only. If only we can go back.
Yeah, and I know what you'd be saying about your
days.
defense.
Oh, yeah.
It's a whole different
No,
discussion.
Skip, I mean, look, because I've been on the other side now. You got to realize I did play in Baltimore. When things
This would be
wasn't-
the flip side
Yeah,
of
when
Baltimore.
things wasn't so chummy
That is correct.
for the offense.
Nope.
So even with the loss in New Orleans, Dak Prescott has been off to an impressive start this season. Dak still leads the league in QBR by nearly 4 points ahead of the Cowboys matchup against the Packers. Brett Favre had high praise for Dak. Take a listen.
He's not as flashy, but he's very consistent. He's got everything you could ask for: size, strength, arm strength. The guys love him. He plays hard. He plays smart. I think he's a legitimate, long-time quarterback, barring injury. And at some point, I do believe that he'll lead that team to a Super Bowl.
Well, Shannon, what do you make of Favre saying this?
Skip, Dak, Brett has been a Dak fan since he's entered into the league.
Yeah.
He always has. Brett understands playing that position, how hard it is to play that position. He also understands how hard it is to play that position for a storied franchise. Brett played for the Green Bay Packers, although he did not follow a beloved figure. He followed Don Majkowski, the Magic Man, who had a magical season one year. But it wasn't like following Tony Romo. Tony Romo was beloved. Even though he did not win a title, he was beloved in most Dallas Cowboy quarterbacks, especially if you can win a little bit. Now, Romo wasn't beloved like Aikman or Staubach because he didn't win to that level. But if you can win in Dallas, you will be loved forever, especially if you play the quarterback position. So I think Brett understands what Dak is going through. Playing that position, playing for a storied franchise, how difficult it is. And he believes that Dak has navigated that as well as he possibly can. Now, where I'm going to give him a little pushback, he ain't win no title. Ain't happening. He did say at some point. He must be talking about the point on his head. That's the only point he getting to. Because it ain't happening, Skip Bayless.
Really?
So get that thought out your head.
That's 20.
I don't care if I don't care if he's 16.
Right?
It ain't happening. So I didn't want you to get your hopes up because you're the type of guy to get your hopes up. See, he's the type of guy that, told him Santa Claus was going to bring him something nice for Christmas, and he sat around, Santa Claus going to bring me this for Christmas. And then when he come, he get disappointed. So I don't want you to...
We didn't do Santa Claus.
Oh, you do? Okay. With the Easter Bunny, whatever. When you supposed to get...
Do the Easter Bunny for sure.
Well, you supposed to get something nice for your birthday or something.
No.
You got nothing. Or good. So you know what? So you know what it's like to be disappointed, not to have any expectations.
Yep.
So good. Guess what? You're not going to have any expectation with this. You won't be disappointed. I don't bring any bad news then.
No.
No.
This would be your worst night. and I only wish that Brett had put an S on the end of that and made it
Super
plural.
Bowls, huh?
Plural.
Yes, bowls, plural.
It's one, though, first.
So I'm going to be objective about this and say, Brett Favre, it seems like I don't listen to his radio show a whole lot, but I see bits and pieces of it and hear bits and pieces, and he's become something of an ambassador for pro football. And he's a former great quarterback who tries to say a lot of nice things about the young quarterbacks because he doesn't want to come off some grumpy old man, right? So,
Grumpy old ex-football
right,
player.
he's always going to see the best in. And he made a very fair point. Dak is not flashy. He is the un-Mahomes. He's the flip side of Patrick Mahomes because he doesn't do all that.
Right.
He just executes plays, and he makes plays with his legs when he has to. And yet, the best line in this, Brett Favre said, he's got everything you could ask for, size, strength, arm strength. We see that. But the guys love him. That's what I love the most about my quarterback. That locker room loves him, follows him, believes in him. He is the face of the franchise. He is a good man. He stands for who he is, and he walks the walk. And you can't overvalue how much that means to that football team because they know he will compete for them. And what I love the most about my quarterback in games is when he plays mad, when he gets mad and you see him start to compete in the fourth quarter. And again, for what it's worth, first 3 years in this league, he led the league in game-winning drives. And he had a chance on Sunday night, and he threw 2 bullet passes on 3rd and longs. He had a 3rd and 12 and then a 3rd and 20 late in that game. And that's when I saw the real Dak come out because he will compete. And that throw up the seam to Randall Cobb, it had potential to break. And the 2 safeties were there in time, and they were very safe. And they got him on the ground, and it saved the game for them. But Dak is at his best against the Philadelphia Eagles when, remember last year, he threw for 243 yards in 2 fourth quarters and an overtime against the Eagles. And they were tight-fit games. They were down-to-the-wire games. And he took over both of those games. That's your arch rival in the division. That was the defending Super Bowl champ, and he did that to Jim Schwartz's defense. He is a fourth-quarter player.
If Dak were to go to the Broncos, I could see them winning. But as long as he's with Jason Garrett and Jerry, I don't see that happening.
Well, that's a fair point. Can he rise above them? Can he overcome? Can he win in spite of his owner, general manager, and his coach Clapp, who is his head coach? I don't know.
Because there's nothing not to like about him. If you're ever around him, there's nothing not to like about Dak Prescott.
Well, you were around him briefly on a plane.
A couple of times, actually, and at the Honors Award. Yeah, great guy.
Really?
At the Honors, at the meet and greet at the suite. He's a great guy, Skip. Great guy.
He is a big man. He's put together. He's not as tall as Roethlisberger, but
he's
he's got
solid.
that
He's solid
stature.
now. He's solid.
Yeah. So he can shake people off in the pocket. He can run. I don't think they let him run enough. Maybe we'll see a little more of that Sunday. I don't know.
I mean, Cowboy. I mean, he should be a Bronco. I mean, DeMarcus Ware. You see what happened to DeMarcus Ware? He couldn't win. He couldn't win with Ring in Dallas. Came to Denver, got him a Super Bowl.
So you're suggesting Dak should go to Denver and win a Super Bowl?
Yep, we'll pay him.
Really?
No problem.
Suddenly he would be your new homeboy, right?
Yep. Going to give him that. We're going to give him that $155, $160 million he's looking for.
Okay. All right. Well, you
Jerry
can't
don't
have
want
him. Yeah, I got him, and he's going to start showing you on Sunday that Aaron Rodgers brings out the best in my guys.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much longer you're going to have
By
him.
the way, that brings me to my final point about Brett Favre. I am thinking that he doesn't watch a ton of pro football, but I don't know that. But he never struck me as a huge pro football fan. But I do think he watches Aaron Rodgers games. So he has probably seen the 3 Aaron versus Dak games. And I think Dak has won him over in those games because Aaron does bring out the best in Dak.
Skip, Brett is from Mississippi.
Yep.
He did play in Mississippi.
He did. He's from
so
Louisiana.
I'm sure he's very familiar with Dak.
Yep. I would agree. So I love him because my team loves him. So we're good.
No,
thank you very much.
You love
Brett
him because
Favre.
he's on your team.
Yep.
That's why you love him.
I loved
He's
him at Mississippi State.
respected.
Go back and
You
check
did,
the
you
tapes.
did.
Well, let me ask
I
you a
did.
question. If he played for Philly, would you love him?
Heck no.
Exactly.
That's a different circumstance, and doubtful that we'll have to deal with that situation.
No mercy.
Well, Pro Football Talk has released its Week 5 power rankings, and despite the loss, the Cowboys have only moved down one spot to 4th overall. The Cowboys were jumped by the Saints, who are now 3rd, just behind the Chiefs at 2, and Patriots at 1. The Eagles rose 7 spots to 13 after their win in Green Bay Thursday night. So, Shannon, how big of a problem do you have with these
Huge,
rankings?
ginormous problem. Ginormous, unbelievable problem.
That big.
How you drop one spot and you lose to a team that didn't have their best player in Drew Brees. The Packers lost to a better team. The Packers lost to the Eagles. The Bears only lost one game, which was to the Packers. No, Seahawks should be in front of them. The Packers should be in front of them. You ought to be ashamed. Hold on. They got the 49ers ranked at 12. The 49ers are undefeated. So, in other words, you're telling me you're not going to give the 49ers credit for beating 3 bad teams, but you're going to give the Cowboys credit for beating 3 bad teams. I'm missing something here, Skip Bayless. This is some bull jive, and you know it.
Is it bull jive that the Eagles rose all the way to 13th? 13th? Really? That's your Super Bowl pick?
Don't worry about my Super Bowl pick. I'm talking about the Bears right now.
Really?
The
I'm
Bears.
talking about the Eagles.
I'm just trying
13th?
You lose a game to a backup quarterback. The Bears are 3-1. Beat better teams than your team. Seahawks. Everybody, they downgrade everybody for beating subpar teams. But the Cowboys somehow get credited. There was hype around the Cowboys coming into the season. Everybody looked at their record and says, the first test they're probably going to get is New Orleans. Ooh, especially with Drew Brees at home. And they go to New Orleans without Drew Brees. He's on the sideline dressed in clothes like I am because I was on my couch.
Well, here's yet another website that says, hey, that was a good loss for Dallas,
Ain't no
right?
such thing as no good loss.
Good loss. Oxymoron.
Ain't
Right?
no good
Losses
loss.
don't exist.
Well, that's
Skip. I don't
what
know.
they're
I know you're
saying
trying to
because they
say
only
that,
dropped
but-
one spot.
Yeah, that's why I'm calling it bull jive.
Maybe some smart people woke up and said,
No,
"You see that Cowboy defense?
No. What about the offense, Skip?
Have you seen the Eagles secondary? Really? How far is that going to take them? I'm still not sold on Carson Wentz. You are? That's fine. We'll see.
Did you see what he did on the road?
You know what? Aaron Rodgers threw them a bone, and you picked Aaron Rodgers at home, and I picked
did.
Aaron Rodgers at home, and somehow Aaron Rodgers threw them a bone by throwing a pick on what became basically the last play of the game, and he missed a wide open receiver out in the flat in the end zone, and they survived. And they survived because they ran for what, 160 yards? Wow, that was impressive. And Carson Wentz threw for 160, and they ran for more than that, 170 yards. So, again, you like what you're seeing from the Eagles? You trust them?
You trust the Cowboys?
Yep, I do. Because here's what's about to happen for the Philadelphia Eagles. And in some way, it's about to happen to my Cowboys. But we are about to find out because this ranking right now means nothing because it's too early to mean anything. And guess what's about to happen to the Philadelphia Eagles? They get one break against the Jets this Sunday, and then guess what happens? At Vikings, at Cowboys.
Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
Win.
At Cowboys.
Dak, win.
At Bills. Bears at home.
Win.
Patriots at home.
Win.
Seahawks at home.
Win.
Really? They're going to win all those? Okay. How many cases
Don't
can we
worry
bet on
about it.
this?
No.
How many would you like? I'll bet you 100 cases they don't win all those games.
I guarantee you, once we come out of this, we'll have, let's see, what's our record right now? 2-2?
2, yeah.
We'd probably be 6-3 at the end of this.
6-3. So you're guaranteeing victories at Minnesota, at Dallas, at Buffalo, Bears, Patriots, Seahawks.
Oh, we're gonna be one more than that. My bad, Skip. We might be 7-3.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, how much would you like to bet on that?
I don't
right
want to bet
now?
nothing.
Okay, thank you. Now, brings me to my Cowboys. And again, I don't need to talk about this because they're going to talk for me because they're going to show you, and I don't need to tell you because they've got lots of chances to show you because they got the Packers at home, then they go to the Jets, so they get their Jets
wow.
break, okay? But then here we go. Eagles at home.
Loss.
Then they have to go play Daniel Jones. But then here it goes. Vikings at home, at Lions, at Patriots, Bills, at Bears. So here we go. right?
This whole Viking
Yep.
situation, guys.
When it's all said and done, you know what? The last 6 games are going to decide it all.
Yep.
Because I got a feeling, Skip, 10 games in, by the 10th week,
Yep.
we'll be all knotted up.
Really?
Yeah, all knotted up.
Well, you got an easy closing schedule.
Don't worry about our schedule. You worry about we don't worry about what you're doing.
Yeah.
We're going to play, let me tell you what we're going to do. We're going to play our games, be there in Philly or we go on the road, and when it's all said and done, we're going to add them up, and we'll see who have the most wins.
Okay. You like your secondary? You trust it?
I like my team.
Do you?
We're a team.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Well, you're a good football team. They got a lot of firepower. Front 7, offensive line, new running back who looks pretty good. You got 2 new running backs, actually.
Yep.
Okay?
Ran well.
Yep.
Howard and Sanders ran well.
Yep. So here we go. So a turning point for my Cowboys is this Sunday against Aaron Rodgers. This is virtually a must-win if they're going to be the team I think they are. Although they did fall to 3-5 last year and then take
That was last year.
Yeah.
You might take a tumble. You might go. You mess around and lose this, lose
That
2 in a row.
wasn't fun, though, to get there.
no.
You weren't happy about it.
Well, God, no. Because that Monday night debacle, but maybe that's what they need. I don't know. But I think they're going to start taking off this Sunday.
I don't think so.
Yeah, and they feel real good about how they played it.
Yeah, I bet they do without Devontae. I bet you're feeling real good about that.
Okay. I got
Supposed
this.
to be the turning point.
How many
according to
cases we
Skip.
got on this?
That's all right. I'm probably gonna push all my cases to the center when y'all play the Eagles.
Really?
I'm probably gonna push all my cases.
Well,
What?
I'm probably going all in, Skip Bayless.
Really?
All in.
You're only down 40, so
Okay,
Yeah, that's risky.
you want to bet
Shannon.
40? You don't care.
I might have to shove all my because I like my hand, Skip. I like my hand.
October 20th. I guess that's Sunday night.
Yeah.
Sunday night.
I like my hand.
Yep.
I really like my hand.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Carson Wentz's hand because it seems to cough up football.
Didn't he throw 3 touchdowns last time you saw him?
Yep.
3.
Against?
And we get D-Jack back.
Okay. We'll see. I like my team, and I'm not sold on the Eagles. So they're ranked correctly right now.
No, they're not.
13th.
Your guys are not ranked correctly. That's my problem. They got you ranked 4th after you lost to a team without Drew Brees.
It's funny. Everybody inside this show hates the Cowboys and says they're way overrated and overranked, yet everybody outside is saying, oh, well, like ESPN's Football Power Index says this is the most likely Super Bowl matchup.
So
New England, Dallas.
They could be wrong. We football people too. We
Yeah.
watch football.
Okay.
E-Man watch football. I watch football.
Yeah. All of them. Eric
Yeah.
Dickerson watches
Yeah,
football.
exactly.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. They did say, the Cowboys, they're not as good as we thought. They're still pretty good.
Not as what? But
Still pretty
why'd you read that? You love
They're
reading
not
that.
as
You
good
always got
as
all these
we
papers.
thought.
Jenny can't even read her notes because your notes clogging up the table.
What is going on
Yeah.
over here? I have to fight for my space.
You read all these notes, but you didn't read that.
You didn't read the fine print there.
The
I wanted to make
Cowboys
sure
are not as good as we thought.
You know, I got to save some of these because I can sell them on eBay. This is the one that I nuked you with about the offensive rankings.
I can't even read your
What up?
handwriting.
No.
I have tried
Hey, no,
daily.
Skip.
No idea what's
You talk
on there.
about offensive ranking. Your running back is ranked higher than your quarterback.
Yeah, my quarterback's ranked in the top 5.
Okay.
Wow.
But hold on. No. He ain't, no. Top 5 overall. That guy's a top 5 player overall. Your guy's just a top 5 quarterback.
Oh, well, that's pretty great.
No. He ought to be my homeboy.
He
number
didn't
1.
make any top 100 list, but he's ranked
That's-
top 5 by David Carr, NFL.com.
We will see at the end of
Wow.
the season
Yeah.
if he's still top 5.
Huh.
But right now, he's just a top 5
I
quarterback.
should go
He's not
frame
top-
this after the show.
Yeah.
Or
Just-
sell
you
it.
Just
But-
explain to
But
me
guess what? At the
exactly
end of the
what's written on
season,
there.
at the end of the season, you throw that and the frame in the trash because it'd be
Really?
worthless.
I think this is all time.
Oh yeah, I don't think. Stop. You actually think Dak's gonna finish as a top 5 quarterback this season?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, David Carr says so.
No, he said
knows.
that. Yo, this is week 4. You
Yeah,
got
yeah,
13
he
more
finished.
weeks to go.
Oh, he was great last year. Over the last 10 games last year, he was great. Led the NFL in completions. He'll do it again.
Okay.
You'll see. He's been doing it for 3 years.
What my homeboy gonna do?
Yeah.
Is my homeboy retiring? Is my homeboy gonna retire? What about Russell Wilson?
My homeboy will win MVPs, not Lombardis. That's what his legacy will
So
be.
what is Russell Wilson gonna do? Is Russell Wilson leaving the NFL or something?
No, he's really good.
Tom Brady is Tom Brady.
Dak outplayed him, beat him head-to-head in a playoff game last year. You like that?
He done beat y'all twice.
Yeah.
Didn't he beat you twice?
Yeah, he beat us early last year, and then
Yeah.
we got revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll beat you again too.
Okay.
Moved up to 6.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
No mercy.
Lonzo Ball is on a new team and also has a new-looking shot. The Pelicans released this video of Lonzo taking jumpers yesterday and looking pretty good. Lonzo is a career 38% shooter and has made just 46% from the free throw line. So, Shannon, do you think Lonzo has fixed his shot for good now?
No. Anybody can do it in practice. Skip Durarte says, and this quote originally got attributed to Aristotle, but we looked it up and I researched it about 15 times. He did not say this. Aristotle did not say it.
Say what?
Durant said it, not Kevin Durant. We are what we repeatedly do. Therefore, it is not a singular act. It is a habit.
Whew.
Now,
Durant.
He was a philosopher.
Oh.
I think over time, philosophers have stolen other philosophers' quotes and attributed it to themselves. But Skip.
I like that one.
Wait, say it again.
Yeah, say it
You
again.
lost me with all
We
the
are what we repeatedly do.
Okay.
Therefore, it's a singular act. It is a habit.
Okay.
Whatever we repeatedly do, if you repeatedly lie, you are a liar. If you repeatedly steal, you are a thief.
If you repeatedly lose, you're a loser.
Oh! Nope, that wasn't in
Therefore,
there.
I am a winner. Therefore, I repeatedly win, so I am a winner. Skip, what happens is that in a situation where there's no stress is involved, you can just bloop, 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 bloop. Give you a prime example, Skip. We saw Tim Tebow go to Tom's house, and when he was in shorts and just throwing the ball, he looked like Joe Montana. But the moment it became...
And by the way, Tom House is a friend of mine,
Yes.
and I actually interviewed him about this. He said, you could line up Tim in my practice sessions with him with the best quarterbacks in pro football, and they could all throw at the same time, and you wouldn't be able to pick out Tim
Right.
Tebow. He would look just like all the rest would
Right.
look, okay?
But in a stressful situation, the body will always resort back to where it feels most comfortable. And what Lonzo has done more times than not, what it has repeatedly done over the course of time is shooting the shot from across his body. So when it becomes a stressful situation, this is what he will resort back to. So no, I do not believe that he's fixed that shot. Something he's done for 22, 23 years, all of a sudden he's gonna fix it over the course of 2 months? No, I don't believe that, Skip. Yeah, that's a great video. No one's guarding him. It doesn't matter if he make or miss, but let someone start to guard him. Let it be a situation where he needs to make that shot, and we'll see what's going to happen.
Okay. You are probably right about what you just said, because the issue, as we all know, for Lonzo Ball has been that he grew up and his dad let him get away with launching the ball from the left side of his face instead of as a right-hander from the right side. And it became ingrained, and his dad said it worked, and he did shoot. He made 41% of his threes at UCLA, albeit from a line that's whatever, X feet, 2 feet closer.
Right.
But he was making them at UCLA. That was not an issue when he was drafted second overall by the Lakers. So what has happened, that shot got worse and worse because it seemed to be launched farther and farther from the left side, and he lost all confidence in the shot. And where I said the shot worked worse was at the free throw line. Because if you're a point guard in this league, and last year he made 42% of his free throws, that's like Dwight Howard or Shaq.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's horrendous.
I don't even know if Shaq shot 42% from the free throw line.
They're like 50% free
That
throws.
might be Ben Wallace or
Maybe.
Chris Dudley.
Maybe.
Somebody.
So, again, he had the demons in his subconscious, and it went from bad to worse last year, and so that has to get fixed. So I'll say this. The Lakers, we got some tape. I'm not sure they put it out, but there was some tape of him last year in a Laker practice where he was shooting more from the right side.
Right.
And I will give him this much credit. In games for the Lakers last year, when it was clutch time, he made a bunch of clutch threes.
But how did he make them? Doing what? Shooting his conventional shot.
Not a conventional shot. I mean, his
conventional,
unconventional
right.
shot.
He's shooting his conventional
That
shot.
is. So I must tell you, when I watched this, albeit against air, albeit with no pressure, except some videographer standing next to him, or I don't know who was shooting the video, but that looked right to me. That looked correct. that looked new because even the practice tape that we saw from the Lakers last year did not exactly, it looked like he was shooting it from his nose instead of over from his ear side, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this time, that looked clean to me. That looked real.
Skip, if it was easy, you don't think Markelle Fultz tried to change his shot?
Yeah, he had a shoulder injury,
Yeah.
and I'm going to give him the break on
Right.
that. I'm going to give him the pass.
What about
on
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist?
Okay.
He ain't trying to change that?
But he never had a shot, really, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
Yeah, but I'm saying, Skip,
Okay.
when you've done something for that period of time,
Yep.
and think about it now, it's like, okay, if I had that shot and as far as I could go as high school, that's one thing. But to go to a major university and become a top draft pick in the NBA,
Yep.
so what's wrong? You looking at somebody like, okay, change what for what? I'm here, I got here.
Again, it worked in college.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And it got me drafted number 2 overall. Markelle Fultz was number 1 overall.
He was. Well, you ask what's wrong? Father was wrong because Lonzo talked yesterday on somebody's podcast. I can't remember which one. I think it's
Why did Wojo?
Woj. It was on Woj.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
He talked about
Woj. I say Woj. Woj.
Woj, yeah. He talked about how hard his father made it on him as a rookie. Well, you and I talked about it every day.
Oh,
He kept
so we
painting-
hold on. So we didn't make that up.
Yeah, we didn't
We
make
didn't make
that
that
up.
up. So is that? Hold on. He said that.
He said that.
So we didn't make that up.
No.
When we said that he's making it very hard on his son. Lonzo actually said that. Oh.
And LeVar came on this show numerous times and said, that's a bunch of baloney, right? And all he did was paint a bigger and bigger target every time he opened his mouth because remember what happened on opening night? Patrick Beverley just destroyed Lonzo and pointed into the stands to LeVar.
Right.
This is for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Skip. If I say my foot hurt, you don't get to tell me from over there that my foot is not hurting. And that was the problem that LeVar doesn't seem to get.
Okay.
Lonzo said, I'm affected by this man stealing my money. Why you hurt? Bro, I'm telling you, you don't get to say from not sitting in this seat
Yep.
how I should feel.
Yep.
But also I did hear this, what he said, I'm calling all the shots from now on.
He did.
I did hear him say that. He did echo something to Melo. Call your own shots.
Correct.
I did hear that. That's not an accident.
So would you agree we have seen at least off-season flashes of Lonzo becoming his own man?
I've seen flashes, growth of a man becoming a man.
Becoming a man, and at least distancing himself a little from his father, even though in the end he always concludes.
You gonna be my father?
But it's blood. It's
Yes,
not,
yes.
It's not going to change.
Yeah, that's not gonna change.
He's not going to ever fall out of love with his
Right.
father, right?
Right.
So this has been the greatest thing, and I'm going to stick by this, that ever happened to Lonzo Ball is that he got his tail traded, and they threw him right into the trade without any compunction or reservation. They just said,
But
nope.
they really wanted him though, Skip.
Yep.
He was really one of the linchpins of the trade.
David Griffin wanted it.
Yes.
Okay, so now he's playing for a man who wants him in a city that's a little off radar, off the beaten trail.
Right.
It's one of the smallest media markets. And he's gone from Magic Johnson introducing him by saying, we will raise his number 2 jersey into the rafters one day,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
true.
And he's gone out of his father's control here in the Los Angeles area, where obviously they're in Chino Hills, suburb. And I think this is the greatest thing that could ever happen, but he is on a hot seat because I think he's under pressure. You're going to be watching closely.
Yes.
Are you new? Do you have a new shot? Do you have a new free throw shot? Okay, whatever that shot is,
I think
that
the most
conventional-
important thing, he got some new shoes.
Okay, well that could
That's
help.
gonna be the most
And
important
he's
thing. He got
talked
some
about
shoes that don't hurt his
Not
feet.
changing
Well, he said
his
his
shoes.
shoes they actually blew up on his feet.
Yeah.
Well, he was saying he's changing them by the quarter,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
They were so garbage
Right.
that they just fell apart after
Right.
a quarter of NBA play.
Yeah. I mean, I like walking around in Chuck Taylors.
Yeah.
And Skip, you remember back, Chuck Taylor was a shoe.
I
Yeah.
grew up in them.
But ain't nobody trying to play in Chuck Taylors today.
I don't think that
Okay.
offers the same
Big
amount
baller
of
might
They
be
were,
a
they
shoe.
were the only game in town.
Exactly.
And now they're like
crazy.
a throwback. Like
You wear them
fad.
and walk around in. I see people lift in them.
Yeah.
A flat
Really?
sole shoe. Yeah, people lift
Oh, 'cause
weights
the
in
flat
squats,
sole.
do
Yeah.
deadlifts in a flat sole shoe. But
They're so heavy.
I'm so excited. No, the original Chuck, the canvas ones.
Yeah.
Not the level with the Dr. J and Larry Bird and
Oh,
Magic.
like
and
the
them.
canvas
Those were like
ones?
bricks on your feet. But I'm happy. I'm looking at the guy. He seemed relieved to be away from L.A., be out from under this, because maybe it was more weight than he needed to bear at this juncture of his career. And maybe he just needed to be away from his father, and he can make some own decisions. I've always felt, look, you can be my mom, you can be my grandma, but at the end of the day, when I start paying my own bills, I'm my own man. And I think Lonzo wised up to that, like, hold on, wait a minute. I understand you my father, but I'm paying bills. I pay rent. I pay a mortgage. I pay light and gas bill. I ain't got to listen to everything you say. I'm going to respect you. But I'm my own man in my own house.
So C.J. McCollum said yesterday that he believes the youngest Ball son will be the best one. And I told you, LeVar's told me that for 3 years.
Yes.
True.
LaMelo.
Yes.
And again, he's going to be the tallest one because he seems like he's still growing. He might reach 6'9".
Right.
He's 6'7"-ish now, maybe a little above. And I'm not sure how much CJ could know just watching video clips. But again, I kind of liked it that he said it because it might take a little pressure off Lonzo because he's been the only Ball, right? He put LeVar on the map. And he's played well enough to gain some respect around the league.
Well, I mean, LeVar would know. Skip, you remember Richard Williams. He said, everybody said Venus.
I know, he did.
He said, but that baby girl will be way better.
He did.
So LeVar would know after seeing these guys grow up, see the steps, as a 12-year-old, as a 15-year-old, as an 18-year-old, he would know what Lonzo looked like at that age, the growth, the development of LaMelo at that age. I'm not going to doubt him. I'm not going to doubt CJ. CJ knows what a player looks like, what an NBA player looks like. And if he believes that LaMelo is going to be a better ball player than Lonzo, I'm not going to doubt that.
So now Lonzo can start a new life in New Orleans without quite the focus, pressure, expectation that he had in Los Angeles.
Skip, that was too unrealistic. I mean, you Magic Johnson, how you gonna live up to that?
I know.
He didn't ask for it, but when you're the second pick in the draft and you get drafted by the guy that everybody says is universally regarded as the best point guard in NBA history, that's it. And you go to that franchise? Now, if Magic selects you, let's just say Magic is the GM and he's at Memphis, that's a different story. But Magic Johnson selects you for the Lakers, that's a whole different ballgame.
It's different.
That's different.
Lonzo's growing up before our eyes, and hopefully new setting, new scene, new team. It's going to be a good thing for him.
I still love his game. I still say he's going to be a
always
perennial all-star, and now we're going to find out.
They're going to be a defensive team.
LeVar can stay.
And to your point, you're probably right. He won't have a new shot, but I would love to see it. It would be shocking if he could retrain muscle memory to shoot it over here.
Yeah, we talk about the Clippers' defense. Their defensive backcourt with him and Holiday.
It's really good.
They're going to be able to get out the people in the backcourt.
Couple more weeks. No mercy. It's a fact that the Cowboys ran the ball on first and second down more in their Week 4 loss than any other game this season. Despite this, Jason Garrett said in an interview yesterday that he did not, quote, fully agree with that when it came to how much they ran the football. So, Skip, what do you make of this?
I make of it that I smell a rat. I believe that Jason Garrett sabotaged Kellen Moore in the Cowboys' first real test at New Orleans on Sunday night. I told you all offseason, I love Kellen Moore. That's if Jason Garrett will stay out of his way, because Jason Garrett is by trade a play caller and an offensive coordinator, and Kellen Moore is a rookie play caller. Am I right?
Yes.
What did Jimmy Johnson teach me in his days when he was the head coach and Norv Turner was his coordinator? What did he do? He said he often intervened to say, run it or pass it. He wouldn't call the play. Norv could pick the run or the pass. But Jimmy would feel the flow of the game, and he would say, run it, pass it. I believe that started happening early on Sunday night, because I believe Kellen Moore wanted to pass it, and I believe that guy that they call Red Ball, that old Red, Big Red, he started saying, run it. Run it.
Oh, my goodness.
You can pick the running play, Kellen. You pick whatever you want. You can sweep it. You can hand it off up the gut, whatever you want to do. But I believe you could see it early on. I think Kellen Moore got handcuffed by Jason Garrett, which is why they threw it on the first 2 first downs, 7 yards, 10-yard completion, and then all of a sudden, 7 of the next 8 first downs, run, thanks to that guy, Jason Garrett. He's conservative, he plays and coaches not to lose, and here we went. And that's why the raps got put back on my quarterback.
Skip, I think he got defensive because he lost the game. As a coach, as a player, you always second guess yourself because you believe like, man, could I have done this and could I have done that? And he's second guessing himself, but I don't want to hear it from you guys that you come second guess me because you're holding a microphone and the camera. I don't want to hear it from you. And plus the fact, what did his owner say? We were out schemed and we were out coached. So now you guys piling on.
He didn't use out coach. He just complimented the other coach.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So basically you said we were out coached. That was without saying we were out coached.
Yeah.
He's saying that. He's just like, you guys are piling on now. And I get it. And plus, Skip, what does he know? I ain't got no more years on this contract. I'm coaching for my job. And here y'all are bringing this thing up that I'm running the ball 7 times on first down.
Okay, but he's disputing a fact.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, should you or shouldn't you? It was just, he just said, the interviewer saying that you did this.
You chart everything.
Yeah.
You chart how many times you run the ball. You chart how many times you pass the ball.
Yeah.
Jason Garrett, I guarantee you, he knows through the first quarter poll how many times they've run it, how many times they've thrown it, how many times they run on first down, how many times they've thrown. He knows that. I just don't want to hear it from you. That's what. But see, I can't say that. You know, he can't say what do you know? He can't pull one of those oververbal things. Oh, so not. Like Coach Belichick, you know, Coach Belichick, he's kind of like smug in here. Coach Belichick is glib, and, you know, he's like, gonna say, oh, I'm taking all you guys up here, all these head coaches up in here.
Yep.
That's not Jason Garrett's style.
Nope.
So he just got defensive and make it like that. But Jason Garrett knows. He knows he ran the ball more than he threw it on first down. He just got defensive, and he didn't want to hear from them saying that.
And I still believe it was his choice, not Kellen Moore's choice, because in the first 3 games, I saw let it fly from Kellen Moore.
In the first 3 games, you saw some teams that won't even together make the playoffs.
Okay. But I saw a New Orleans that could have been loosened up and they could have exploited throwing the ball more on first down. My quarterback is really good at that.
But you say Amari was injured. Yeah. So if Amari couldn't get open on third down or second down, how was he going to get open on first down?
Tavon, Devin Smith.
Skip, stop talking about Tavon.
Tony Pollard, where was he? I got to see a little more.
Oh, yeah.
Our Kamara didn't go.
Yeah.
Where was our Kamara?
Yeah, what's his name? Pollard. What's his first name?
Tony. We used to call him Sam Pollard. Jim Pollard?
Mike.
Yeah, Mike Pollard.
Mike
Pollard. Where was he at?
No mercy. Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports, one of one.